What's going on, family? Thank you so much for joining TLP Live. This is TLP Live, and I am your host. I go by the name of Harry B. The B means billion. Jordan Seaton and the Colorado Buffaloes have separated or parted ways, or he is going to go to the administrative office at Colorado and enter his name, or ask the lady or guy who works behind the counter that is responsible for typing those names in the computer when a student requests a transfer to get into that transfer portal. Well, he's not the only one. A couple of them have already gone. The Colorado Buffaloes are not going to look the same when the 2026 season kicks into full gear. So if you are a Colorado fan like I am, I'm a BWB, I'm a bandwagon buff since Coach Prime got there. If you are a Colorado fan and you were familiar with the faces that were on the Colorado team, those faces are going to be looking a lot different. I'm here to talk about a few of them. So let's talk about it. Let's not waste no more time. We're going to get straight into it. Before I start the show, guys, and give people an opportunity to come on here on this here platform, as is customary to do on at TLP Sports Club, and invite my friends who are going to join me or who want to join me to come on here so that we can, I guess, talk about this situation. Please make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit the like button to let the algorithm know that I am live. Also, to send the video to like-minded people. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to dissect. Things that we've said here on this channel. Things that are going forward. And then I have a message for Coach Prime. Let's not waste no time because I don't have that much time to be on here. So let's get to work. If you are or you've been around here, you already have the email. Or if you haven't been around here, this is your first time seeing my face. This is your first time seeing who I am. You can join the show by just emailing me. Join TLPlive@gmail.com. I'm not going to send you no spam. You can ask the people that come on here all the time that are always joining me here on the show, on the live show. I don't send you no spam. I just do it in a way to control my traffic coming onto the show so that we don't get no weirdos coming on here and, interrupting our vibe. But yeah, join TLPlive@gmail.com. Join TLPlive@gmail.com. There are a few people around here that are generous and they want to help the kid. So the reason why you haven't seen my face, or a lot of you regulars, is because obviously I've told you before, but if you haven't heard, YouTube demonetized my channel. So my incentive to go live every time something happens, there's no more incentive. I kind of go live when bigger things happen so that I can make sure that my community gets an opportunity so that we can talk. But yeah, so if you want to bless me, you can bless me. My Cash App is right there on the screen. $ TLP Sports Club. The Cash App again is $ TLP Sports Club. Today, I'm not going to spend too much time on the Cleveland Browns situation. I'm going to spend more time on the Colorado Buffaloes situation. For you guys who don't know, my second team is the Hoosiers. All right, the Indiana Hoosiers. Go Hoosiers. And the only reason why they're my team is in 2023 when Kirk Signetti came on the scene and he was in that gym and he told people I don't know if they asked him or he just said it, but he said he's a winner. I think they asked him a question. It was a reporter. They asked him and he said something about he's a winner. Google me. From there on out, I was like, that was so Brooklyn. That's so New York. I said that the Indiana Hoosiers are my team. All right. So go Hoosiers. But let's go ahead and talk about Colorado Buffaloes and what's going on in Boulder. I've actually been in Boulder. I went over there and I interviewed some of the people. You can see that on my channel. So let's talk about what's going on. I haven't had an opportunity to, come on here live to or I haven't taken the opportunity. I've had the opportunity. I didn't take the opportunity to come on here live because I don't want to work for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come on here, you work hard, and then somebody gets to put advertisements on your videos. They're getting paid while you're sitting back looking at them getting paid, and it's like, this don't feel right. I'm not the type of guy to just give away free money. You feel me? So let's get to work. Anyways, that's enough complaining. Harold Mitchell, what's up with you? Do you think they have been recruiting tackles the past couple of weeks? Knew this was coming. We'll just move forward. I don't have the intel on Colorado's recruiting information. I don't know. I think if it's an opinion piece, yes, I think Colorado is going to be fine. I think let's start with this. All right, let's make this statement because I do have a message for Coach Prime, but let's make this statement. I've decided on this here channel. Hey, Peter Investor, what's up, man? Good morning. That I made this statement early on when we started this channel, and I said there's somebody that you never want to count out or you never want to root against is Deion Sanders. Even though I have my issues with Coach Prime and some of the things, the way that he does things, that statement is still true. You never want to count him out. You never want to root against him. And so is he, all of these people that he's losing, is he replenishing these people? Yes. He absolutely is going to replenish these people. All right? These are college football players. This is still a Power 4. I guess 2026, we're going to get the Power 5 back. I don't know. If the Pac-12 comes back, then we'll go back to Power 5. But in the meantime, this is still a Power 4 university. Why is that important to say? It's important to say because there are more football players looking for an opportunity to showcase their talent for other professional teams or for an opportunity than there are teams. All right, we got 134 or 32 teams, college teams that are eligible for all of this, but there are only a handful. There are only a handful of Power 4 conferences. All right, there are levels to this. So even if a person is beasting out at the HBCU level, which is usually FCS, the lower level, eventually they want to get to a place where the television is at, where the big boys are playing and they're handing out free checks. You want to get there. So are there enough players out there for you to be able to, maintain and continue to compete? Yes. Obviously, there are nuances to all of this, and we're going to discuss all of that. But fear not. All right. Like, I was actually going to title this show, Don't Cry, Dry Your Eye. If you are a hip hop head like myself, don't cry, dry your eye, because Colorado will be fine. Jordan Seaton is not the end all be all. And let me say this. NIL ain't going away. I'm seeing a lot of speeches and I'm seeing a whole lot of coaches talking about NIL and the players. They're focusing on the wrong thing. All right. These coaches and these organizations are focusing on the wrong thing. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to take this in stride because there's a lot I just want to give out. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about. And NIL is going to be one of those that we talk about in length. All right. What's this? Oh, Patrick, appreciate the Cash App, man. Look at y'all blessing me, man. Look at y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Thank you for blessing me. Thank you, Patrick. All right. All right. So let me see. Let's check the email. Make sure nobody wants to come on here because y'all know I can do this by myself, but I'd rather not do this by myself. I ain't even send out the invites, my usual invites. But I don't want to do this myself, guys. I want y'all to come on here because that's the reason why I still come on here every now and then, because I know that this is a family. I know that this is a community. So y'all going to catch me every now and then until, YouTube decides to remonetize my channel where I can work for you every single day. And by the way, I still work for you every single day. I just don't come on here and spend energy. I do post. All right. So the Jordan Seaton news, every single news that comes out, instead of me making a video and spending too much energy and stuff like that, I am going to post it. So Nowadays, I'm usually the first to grab something, or my guys are sending me stuff, and then I'm posting them. All right. So make sure that you stay tuned on the channel. I'm still posting. It's not because I don't make videos, doesn't mean that I'm not making sure that we get information on the channel. All right. So remember to always check TLP Sports Club for your information, for your news. All right. All right. So let me send this out. Y'all just give me 1 second. Let me send out some invites to some people who may want to join me here on the show. And don't forget, join tlplive@gmail.com. That is the email. Join tlplive@gmail.com. I'm going to get to the chat in a second. Let me just send out these emails real quick. All right. Who else I want to send this to? Let's go. There's a lot going on, and people got to have a different perspective. You feel me? One more person, and then let's crack this show up. And Wild Dog, I got you. I'm sending this to you too, Wild Dog. So in case you are well enough to come on the show, I will appreciate it. All right, let's go. Bada boom, bada bang. All right, let's get to the chat. What you're saying, JB says, I don't think the way he did it is foul. I honestly think he was helping by waiting. Okay, we're gonna talk about that in just a second. Let me see what else somebody got to say. Prince Premier said, Coach Prime, I believe, definitely knew before news broke out. Of course, I think Jordan Seaton is the type of guy that he does things pretty honorable. I think he told Coach Prime that he wanted to leave and that he was going to leave. All right. You said send you the invite. Yo, the invite is right on the screen. Join tlplive@gmail.com. So all you got to do is email me. I don't know the name Prentice. I don't have your email on file. I don't think. If you joined the show before and I have your email, just send me an email and I'll have it. And then I can just send you the invite when I come on here. JB said, I do believe that Coach Prime has some coaching issues, and I feel Coach Prime needs to restructure his coaching staff. That way, I feel he has lost so many key talent players. Also something I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about Peter Investor said, if Indiana can do with mainly 4 stars. Okay. I don't think the way he did it is foul. I honestly think he was helping by waiting. So, okay, let's talk about that. From what is this? Who was that? Who said that? Coach Prime, I believe. JB. Let's talk about what JB just said. I don't think he was waiting for anything specific. I think he was contacted by someone. This is how I feel about Colorado in recent months. I feel like Colorado is a one and done university. Colorado is a training ground, or is like a audition grounds for the bigger pockets in college football. All right, because the reason why I think so, and it probably has a lot to do with the fact that Coach Prime was battling cancer and he was not, at Colorado to run the ship. I think when Coach Prime was away from the ship, things kind of got unraveled and there was no leadership per se. There was nobody in charge to hold down the base. So things got unraveled, right? But I think I did a show not too long ago that talked about retention. And I was asking the question, hey, like what is Colorado's process for retention? You see what I'm saying? To retain these players, because you have to understand that while the season is going on, you have to have a process to recruit your players. There's a natural thing that happens in recruiting. The natural thing is to, number one, to win. That's really how you recruit or recruit your own players to come play for you the next season. Is winning. If you have a system where you're winning and the attention is on you for the right reasons, and you know, some of y'all should know why I say that. If the attention is on you for the right reasons, if you're winning, you're naturally going to have a higher, a bigger leg or upper leg on retaining or re-recruiting your players. Because most players, believe it or not, even with all the money that everybody's throwing around, most players still want to win. All right? And just hold it right there. We're going to talk about NIL in a second. But most players want to win. So if you want to re-recruit your own players, the best retention program you can have is to win. Or you're going to have to create an environment where there's a brotherhood, almost like the one that Indiana has now, right? And I think Miami also talks about that as well. Like, you don't really hear programs talking about brotherhood that much more, right? Because every year you're going to be seeing a new face on a team. Like, this is gone are the years or the times where these legacy guys are, you know, used to seeing the same players for 4 years. You started off with a freshman. What are they classified and reclassified and came in right before they were supposed to graduate high school. They're still a junior. You grow up with them, or you see them grow up right in front of your face. By the time they are a junior or senior, you guys are ready to contend in the playoffs. It ain't that no more. Like, forget about that. I'm going to urge my legacy people to either call into the show, come on here so I can smack you on the head and tell you, chill. I've been telling y'all, this ain't going to be your legacy football, college football no more. And a lot of y'all are crying behind the scenes. And I know you are. You know who you are. A lot of y'all legacy dudes are crying and you're tucking your tails between your legs. And I told you, since we're all pounding our chest, you know, a lot of content creators are out there pounding their chest about, oh, I told you this person was going to be gone. I told you that person was. Since we're on pounding our chest, I told y'all that college football was never going to be the same. NIL is going to change the landscape. Things are going to get a little different, and they're going to feel and look a little different. We're going to expand the playoffs, okay? All right? Just take it from this guy, this face that you see talking to you that you don't like to believe when he says something. Take it from me, okay? I keep telling you, NIL has changed the landscape, and it's only going to get better. I don't want to say it's going to get worse, because if you're looking at it from it's getting worse, then you're not looking at it from the right lens. Like right now, I'm using a Sony camera with I don't even remember what type of lens I'm using. But yeah, man, I'm on the right lens. I'm coming in nice, sharp. You're looking at college football from the wrong lens if you think that NIL is ruining college football. We'll get to that in a second, but just hold on. But yeah, Colorado is going to be what we're talking about, JB, right? And what he said. I don't think Jordan Seaton waited for the right opportunity. I think he got poached. I think Jordan Seaton. Do I need to say pause? I don't think he got poked. He got poached. If he got poked, then we can say pause. Unless he like getting poked. But that's a whole nother documentary, bro. Anyway, yeah, so I think somebody reached out and made an offer that he couldn't refuse. So Jordan Seaton, like, looking at the money, you take the money. I think it's time for us to get into this NIL business. You got to take the money. You have to. At this point in time in college football, you got to take the money. Like, stop playing with me, bro. All right, I'm about to bring you on, my guy. I see you. I see your email. I'm going to bring you on. You got to take the money. Let's talk about NIL and money in college football. This is not unique to Prime, by the way. You got to take the money. Let's go into this because I commented on, I'm on Twitter. For those of y'all who want to kind of like interact with me, go to Twitter, go to X, because I'm on X when I get a chance because my day is kind of weird. All right. So if you want to interact, because I'm not on Facebook or any other platforms other than YouTube here, and then X. So if you want to interact every now and then, either comment on a video, then me and you can have a dialogue. I've been having a dialogue with a guy about Tate, the Andrew Tate. I'll respond. But if you want to interact with me, it's either here on YouTube, comment, or you go to Twitter. I comment and then I'm out. So that's how me and you can talk when I'm not on here. All right, what else y'all got? So yeah, Gunnar White was Seaton's officer, no experience, and you expect Seaton to stay. Peter says Seaton saw his friends leave. I mean, your friends can leave, but if your opportunity there, Lamar, I give you. Okay, y'all are talking too fast. I don't know what you're talking about. You're adding each other. Okay, y'all can add each other. The offer wasn't more money. The offer was the opportunity to leave college a winner. That's an interesting one. Because that's an interesting one. And let's talk about it before we get into the NIL situation. This is from Lamar 1107. And then there's a P7H. I don't know what that means. Y'all can take these numbers. I keep telling y'all, go to your stuff and take these numbers off of your handles. Anyway, Lamar, right? The offer wasn't more money. The offer was opportunity to leave college a winner. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with that, Lamar. Leaving college to be a winner in college means you get to the NFL. And I think Colorado can provide that for you because Colorado has that history. Colorado got we got Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders. Leave the Shedeur thing alone, okay? That's a whole nother conversation. Leave the Shedeur thing. Jimmy Horn, and leave the Jimmy Horn thing alone, okay? He should have went down to catch the ball instead of trying to be a pretty boy and catch the ball with his hands. He should have went down on his knees and been like an Art Monk, okay? Or a Darryl Green, who was the cornerback. And when he saw an opportunity like that, he would catch it, right? Or Sanders on the Washington Redskins back in the days. I think it was Gary Sanders or whoever. I forget their names. All right. But yeah, you go down. Like if a ball is low, you want to drop down because the value of that catch is different, right? Because this is the last one. If this is the last, this is going to end our season. So ain't no way I'm not catching that ball. If the ball, he could have thrown it short right in front of his face, I would have caught it. Like, that's the value of that throw. But I don't think because he's a rookie, he leave the Jimmy Horn thing alone. We got Jimmy Horn, we got Travis Hunter, we got Shedeur, we got LeJontay West. I mean, Colorado can get you to the NFL. So, Lamar, to win winning a national title is not, everybody can't do it, right? There's too many teams and not too many people can do it. So it's weird for you to say, well, he wanted to leave college a winner. Which team is he going to go to that's going to guarantee that he's a winner? Ain't no team. How many of y'all had the Miami Hurricanes? Is it Hurricanes? Anyways, forget about their whatever. Okay, Hurricanes. Forget about Hurricanes. How many of y'all have Miami? Okay, excuse me. How many of y'all have Miami? The Indiana, Oregon, maybe Oregon. You can say they'll get there every year. Dan Lanning is never going to win it. You can count on Georgia, Alabama, those teams, right? The Ohio State and those blue bloods. You can pretty much count them to kind of like be in there. But can nobody guarantee that you're going to be a winner? So what is a winner? What does it mean to be a winner? It doesn't mean anything. All right? If you win 9 games, 10 games, you go to the playoffs and you lose, are you a winner? So it's a little weird for him to say, oh, he didn't leave for the money. He left because he wanted to be a winner. That would be crazy. If you want to win, to win in college means that you're going to the NFL. You're positioning yourself to go to the NFL. Most evaluators, most people since Jordan Seaton committed to Colorado already had him going to the NFL. So I'm taking that one off the list. I'm selling that. I'm not buying that. And so y'all tell me how many of y'all Lamar, you can join my opportunity as well. You can join this thing. Tell me how many of y'all are selling that idea from Lamar, or how many of y'all are buying it. All right. And then you can also rent it. How many of y'all going to rent that idea? You're just going to ponder on it for a second. How many are going to rent it? How many of y'all buying it? And how many of y'all selling it? Because I think it's silly, right? Now, I'm not saying you're silly, Lamar. I think it's a silly thing if Jordan Seaton was to leave Colorado because he wanted to be a quote-unquote winner. Can nobody guarantee that? Who's selling that? Who's buying it? And who's renting that? It's weird. It's weird. It doesn't make sense. You don't leave Colorado because you want to go be a winner. Can't nobody guarantee you being a winner. All right, go to LSU. Maybe Kiffin, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he would make you a winner. Like, he can't even guarantee that. Can't nobody guarantee you a winner. So that one I'm selling. I'm not buying it. Yeah, that's it's nah. Wild Dog Media's in the building. All right, Wild Dog. I didn't know I was going to see you here today, but I'm glad I see you as well. I see Love Moves. I see a lot of the regulars. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so sorry. I gotta apologize to y'all. We got these topics and y'all want to sound off, and Peter too. Peter, the resident hater. I ain't even been giving Peter an opportunity to come here and hate. I'm so sorry, guys. All right. I apologize for it. I'm just going through a season in my streaming career or my online media career. It's a down season because I'm demonetized, but it, you know what I'm saying, it's okay. It's okay. I'll bounce back. Y'all keep praying for me, please. Let YouTube come to their senses. Like, bro, you got me on a 3-month hiatus. I'm supposed to be feeding my family. Y'all got me on a. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. All right. What else y'all saying? So Prentice Premier saying you're selling it, opportunity to get the bag. Yeah, that's a good sell. That's a good sell. You know what I'm saying? Who's renting that idea? Who's gonna rent it? All right. Who's renting that idea? Who's selling? Who's buying? Who's renting? All right. Who's selling? Who's buying? Who's renting that idea from Lamar? Because nah. Yeah, nobody's winning is weird. Love Moves. Winning in college. All right, Phil So Real says, no, Harry, guys don't want to play in conference championship games and the playoffs if possible. No, Harry, guys do want to play in conference championship games and the playoffs if possible. Okay, so let's take that and let's do buy, sell, rent. Let's do that with Phil. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying the value of that is not high, right? The value is high. But what difference does that make if you are a projected, if you are a projected first or second rounder at your position? You see what I'm saying? So I get it. We're going to forget about that. This is my argument against that, Phil. We're going to forget about the fact that you played in a conference championship. We're going to forget about the fact that you did anything when it came to like postseason. We'll forget about that. You know what I'm saying? That's not my only and strongest argument, but I'm just saying winning in college is usually when you can make it to the NFL, or at least on a professional team and getting high dollars. To me, that's what winning is. All right. Playing in a conference, a conference title game is cool. But let's pivot now to why the money is more important than like playing in a conference games and why these guys are taking the money. Let's bring on JB. We're going to bring on JBW because I hear too many coaches, including Prime, and this is going to be a part of my message to Prime. I hear too many coaches speaking against the money, and they're talking about the love of the game. That's not no. And I'll tell you why in a second. Let me bring on my guest. I don't want him to wait too long. All right, so Phil So Real is following up by saying Travis got plenty of trophies, but I assure you he wanted to get into the playoffs. All right, but yeah, okay. What is that going to do? Like, how important is the playoffs to you at this point? You're into the NFL. You got mad commercials all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're getting money from everywhere. Yes, you could have had that notch on your belt, but in the grander scheme of things, how important is that? Why should that matter so much when so many guys, top guys, don't even get the opportunity and they go and they're beast out in the NFL? So hopefully after the knee situation, he'll bounce back and come back and give us some good football. But tell me why, convince me why it matters, and I might take it off the selling shelf and I might buy it. But you got to convince me. Okay, JB's gone. Oh, JB's back. Okay. JB, welcome to the show. Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. You all right?
All is well.
Good.
First time caller, or you called in here before?
No, I've called before. It's just been a minute.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome back to the show. I appreciate you, man. Happy New Year's. I don't know when we got to stop saying Happy New Year's. It is. Arguing online. People are still arguing the point, but Happy New Year's anyway.
Yeah, same to you, man.
All right. So let's take the Lamar situation first, and then we can go into the NIL talk. Are you buying, selling, renting the idea of he left because of winning? Like, he wants to win. He wants to leave college football a winner. Why does that matter? Should that even matter?
I mean, I don't doubt the young man wants to win. Every player that goes into college wants to win. I mean, that's the point of playing football. You don't want to go into college and be a loser.
Are you buying, selling, or renting?
Nah, I'm not buying that. I don't feel that's why he left.
So are you selling? Are you renting or selling? You can rent it and then give us a reason why you rent it. Put it on layaway.
Yeah, I'd have to say I'm gonna put that one on layaway, man. If that's an option, then that's the one I'm taking, because I'm definitely not buying that. So I think it has. I'm a little more in agreement with you. I feel that it's more money based than anything. I don't, and I'm with a lot of people. You get caught up in the names, you get caught up in the players. You like them as who they are, but at the end of the day, these young men have to do what's best for them. NIL, like you said, has changed the whole schematics of football. It's all pro. It's the NFL now, man. I mean, it's what it is, man. If I've got somebody offer me $4 to $5 million to come to their program, and it's my last year, and I can go make a little more money before I hit the league, then so be it. Go do what you got to do, man. People got to stop getting caught up in these names. I mean, these kids are going to jump. The average player doesn't even stay with most teams for more than 2 years now. It doesn't matter how good you are. So I think, but I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all. So
yeah, that's a hard sell. I'm selling that. I'm not buying that either. You know what I'm saying? For him to be a winner, like, you will leave Colorado to go to a different team that cannot promise you that you will win.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how many people got the bracket right, but I guarantee you not too many people had the teams that ended up in the top 25 in their top 25 to begin the season.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The only team that I thought would possibly make it to where they're at now was Miami, based off of how they were playing at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had 2 losses that was unexpected against Louisville and I think Virginia. I didn't see those coming. But as far as their ability to actually make it to where they're at now, I felt they had the best opportunity. I knew Oregon wasn't going to do it because they haven't played anybody this season. Their strength of schedule was trash. So, and then as far as Indiana goes, I did not see that coming at all. So, but they made me a believer for sure based off of what they've done. I like what they've done. He's went in there. He's changed the formula and how to build a winning team. Now, is it sustainable? I don't know how sustainable that's going to be, but the point of the matter is they're there. So, let's see what happens with it. But I mean, you look at what Coach Prime and them are doing over there. I think they're kind of following that same formula now. They have to go a different direction. And as far as what they're doing with the team, it is what it is, man. It's a business. You know, they've got a budget that they've got to work on and they've got to go off. But, you know, I've said it in my earlier comment. You read through it. I think there are some things internally that need to be fixed too. I mean, it's not all the players. I mean, people want to talk about the cat and dog comment, and we don't really have dogs. We got cats. Jordan Seaton's a cat now. I mean, you guys got to stop, man. You guys got to stop with all the nonsense and just understand that these kids are going to do what's best for them. And they don't owe any fan base nothing. They don't owe you nothing, me nothing, nobody but themselves. They're the one out there grinding out, putting in the work, going through the whole process. We're here just enjoying the labors of, the fruits of their labors by watching them play these games. But I'll put it to you like this. As much as I love Coach Prime, I'm a bandwagon buff. I never cared about Colorado prior to Prime.
Mm-hmm.
But I can say this. I do not want to see Coach Prime have another losing season. And if that means he's got to move, players and get the right pieces there that fit in order to make it work, then get it there. You got to get rid of some coaches. Get rid of some coaches because you can't win with the formula that they came up with last year. That was embarrassing. I mean, nobody wants to see that mess, including them players.
We got to make that a hybrid. We got to put an asterisk on that season because that was the cancer season.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to give them the benefit. Let's bring on JR Boxing. JR Boxing, what up with you, man? Thank you for calling in. I appreciate you, brother. How you doing today?
What's good, Harry? Man, I'm chilling, man. On my daily walk that my therapist told me I need to start taking. So I'm out here walking, man.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know if you got the dad bod and they saw it because I don't know why is the therapy telling you to walk. If they're saying walk maybe to free your mind, that could be it. Or they saw your dad bod. Stop eating so much, bro. Stop playing. What are you doing?
Nah, man. I still go work out after retirement, man. But yeah, my therapist was like, no, you should take up something that's mindless. Like walking. I was like,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So it was the mental part of it. Okay, not the dad bod, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll take that for your answer. Are you selling, buying, putting on layaway, renting? The idea of Seaton leaving because of the opportunity to win.
I mean, yeah, it could be a combination of both, man.
Tell me which one. Are you putting it on layaway?
I mean, look, I'm not gonna say it's totally about winning, but I can see it being a combination of both.
Okay, so that's a layaway. You're putting it on layaway.
Yeah, it's definitely about fit, though, right? So it's about fit, man. And if you think about the new offensive scheme that's coming in, does that necessarily fit, what Jordan Seaton needs to get to the next level? So I know everybody's saying, here consensus, maybe top 10 pick, projected top 10 pick. Well, they saying that because Coach Prime is saying that. I haven't seen anywhere on any draft boards where it says Jordan Seaton is a consensus top 10 pick. So
how does he become the number one athlete in the portal if that's not the case?
I mean, you're the number one talent in the portal. Doesn't make you a consensus top 10 pick.
Well, okay, I don't know about the word consensus. Maybe I agree with you on the word consensus, but
yeah,
I think top 10 is pretty rational based on the fact that it's just like the coaching pool, right? When Stefanski in the NFL when he was fired, he became the number one until Harbaugh got fired. Then he took the number one spot. So if all of these people were prior to Jordan Seaton getting in the portal, if all these people had their position and all of a sudden Jordan Seaton gets there, he's the top one, then that kind of like gives you an indicator about that top 10 pick. What do you think?
Nah, man.
Look, okay.
It still goes off of production at the end of the day, right? So let's say Jordan Seaton stayed with Colorado, and for whatever reason, they had this same record, right? And Jordan Seaton's performance this year was not top tier when it comes to offensive tackles. Like, it wasn't. Like, if he came out in the draft this year, he wouldn't have been a first-round tackle. So you got to start thinking about things like that. Does this offensive scheme fit me? What has Brendan Marion when it comes to offensive linemen? What has he produced? What has his scheme produced as far as people getting to the NFL. So all of those things taken in consideration, look, winning, money, NIL, all that stuff is taken in consideration, man, because you said it in the beginning, it's a business. So you got to
It
make a
is.
business decision. So
All right,
that's what
hold
I
that
see it
thought.
as.
Let's bring on Phil So Real. Phil So Real, you've been in the chat. You posted some thoughts. Welcome to the show. How you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm doing well. How's everybody doing? Can you hear me?
Everybody's good? I think everybody's good.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Good.
You know,
before I bring on Todd Smith, are you selling, buying, renting, or are you going to put on layaway Jordan Seaton, the idea of Jordan Seaton leaving to win?
I'll buy the idea that played a factor in it. I don't know if that was the number one factor, but if it was a Venn diagram, it's somewhere in that chart.
Okay, so you're going to put it on layaway.
No, but he never said the number one reason. But yeah, I will buy that winning played a factor in him leaving.
Okay, but if there's other factors, then you're kind of either renting the idea and you're going to give us a reason, or you're going to put it on layaway and give us a reason.
To put my foot down, I'll say yes. He left for winning. Just to
Okay, so you're buying it. Okay,
to mix it up some. Yeah, I will buy the idea that he left to win.
give us the reason why.
I think he's looking at what Colorado is bringing in. He doesn't feel confident about it. He knows that he can go to other teams that are at the very least always in the mix from a national perspective. I've seen some people say Texas. I've seen some people say Oregon. I've seen some people say Miami. Apparently, he's been working out of Miami over the Christmas break. He went to IMG Academy down there in Florida, so like it wouldn't be a surprise that there are some ties associated with Miami being down there. Obviously, Oregon is a team that they're looking to get over the hump. Maybe next year's that year. We don't know. I doubt it with Dylan Raiola. Then obviously Texas has been on a spree this portal off season. They picked up Cam Coleman from Auburn, picked up some pretty good running backs. So they're trying to revamp their team. So it just makes it, to me, it makes sense with some of the teams that they're already talking about. Those teams have shown to be more proven winners on a consistent basis than Colorado has.
Okay, that's a pretty good reason. You didn't change my mind, but I would say that's a pretty good reason.
I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just trying to express why I feel the way I feel. That's all.
Right. I'm saying I'm selling it, and the fact that you're buying it, your reason is not changing my mind. But let's bring on Todd Smith. Todd Smith, Dallas is in the building, guys. Put some respect on Dallas, Texas. My guy, thank you for calling in today. I appreciate you. How are you, man?
Hey, what's going on? Harry, what's up, guys? JR, Phil, what's happening, brother?
What's good, Tim?
Hey, before I go to JB, so we can start this conversation about the NIL, are you buying, selling, renting, or you putting it on layaway, the idea of Jordan Seaton leaving because of winning?
Initially, I said I'm not buying it.
Okay. Did Phil just change your mind?
Phil didn't change my mind, but the kid come from IMG Academy, where they play some of the top teams in the country, not just in the state of Florida, in the country, because they travel. Because they came down here and beat the brakes off of Duncan here. And DeSoto, they wanted that smoke too. But he's known for winning. He has a winner's mindset. Just like Coach Prime. Coach Prime had a winner's mindset. So it could be a portion of that could be true. A portion of that could be false. But that's not my main reasoning for why I feel like he may have leave, or speculating to why he may have left. And my reasoning is Jordan Seaton is a 56 to 58 percentage run block, has a 56 to 58 run block grade. He has a 98% passing grade. And JR Boxing hinted to that a little bit.
I see where you're going. I see where
Okay.
you're going.
The go-go offense is geared around the run, not geared around the pass. So in that situation, I think Jordan Seaton came into college football thinking, I'm 3 and done. I want to go 3 years and I'm off to the league. You know what I mean? To get that real bag. And
Can,
then coming into a program where he's seeing the Travis Hunters, he's seeing the Shador Sanders, he's seeing all this luxury stuff and the hard work and stuff that it takes to get the things that his heart may desire. That go-go offense has not been proven in the NFL yet either. So with that being said, I feel like, yeah, he may want to leave because the go-go offense doesn't fit his attributes. And he been there for 3 years. So okay, if they can't coach my run blocking grade up in 3 years, in 2 years to get it equal to my pass blocking grade, it may be time for me to move to somewhere where I know the competition may be a lot greater, that they're not in the go-go offense that hasn't been proven at the NFL level
can,
to
can I get some
possibly.
slight pushback when you get finished?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
Okay, cool. So great point about the go-go offense. It is built around the run. However, like Merriman, like he's been able to get really good receivers in places. He worked with the kid out of Pittsburgh, I think Addison, that's now at Minnesota Vikings. So like he has a track record of having skilled players be successful in that offense. Now, what's funny is that you bring up his run grade. I don't know if you remember at one point last year when they were going through their spat, Jordan Seaton was at a press conference after practice or maybe after a game, and he talked about the desire to want to run the ball more. So it's interesting that you bring up his run block grade and then the fact that he also pointed out that he wanted to run more. So maybe it's one of those situations where he knew his grade wasn't good and he wanted to run the ball more to get better, or he's just being your traditional offensive lineman and saying, hey, we need to run the ball because that's the attitude that an offensive lineman is supposed to have. So just wanted to point that out.
Hey,
All right,
you know
so we
what?
got eight.
You right about that. And think about this, and I'm gonna say this and shut up. You 100% right, Phil. I wouldn't take it nothing away from the passing because that running does open up the pass. But he may want to go to a school that has better competition um, to help out on that pass blocking grade to get to the NFL, to get a higher draft stock in mock draft.
Somebody was going to say something before I move on.
Well, I was going to say, in regards to the whole, the go-go offense, if anything, that would help his pass block rating, even if he stayed at CU, because the way that offense is set up, it's set up. It's not a pro style, which we all know, but in the Big 12, that pretty much everybody runs spread offense over there, anyways. So with what they brought in for the offensive line, the biggest issue with CU has been the ability to run the ball. So I think that bringing in a new OC and changing that up a little bit should definitely help his run block rating. So I don't really see. I think everybody. I don't know. To me, it's just X's and O's, man. I mean, the man's been there 3 years. He's done what he can do. And it's just time to move on, man. I think he's gotten offered money, and it's an offer that you can't refuse. It's common sense, man. These kids are making a ton of money, and what are they offering? What are they offering right now to a highly touted left tackle right now in college football? What's the average offer that they're probably getting? 4 to 5 mil, maybe 6 mil.
I've seen like the
Oh no,
two and
not
a
that
half to
much.
Not
I've
that
seen like
much.
the
Two
two
and
and
a
a half to
half.
four
Yeah,
range.
maybe
Two and a
like
half to
two,
four range.
2.5 to 4, and he got what, 1.7? What, last year was it?
something like that.
Okay, so
Because the way,
so we do understand and know that Colorado is on a, they're as we call it, balling on a budget, right? And with what they're doing with bringing in and having to get rid of pretty much the entire roster. I mean, you got rid of the whole entire defense. You had to rebuild that from the ground up. You lost pretty much all your key players on offense, minus the young men that we brought in from the last commitment from high school. You know, you got Williams over there, you got Quentin Gibson, you got, you know, the other few guys that we got over there, but they haven't been proven yet. So I think it's more of a situation of where this is nothing that Prime didn't know was coming. I'm sure, like we've all said, I mean, Jordan seems to be a very respectful young man, and I don't think that he would do something like this and just up and jump in the portal and not tell Prime about it. I mean, it takes, from my understanding, you got to put your letter of intent or whatever you call it in a week ahead of time. So they probably knew about this 2 weeks ago, and they've been getting tackles like crazy. So aside from the discussion about him wanting to upgrade, get a better run blocking grade, he can do that at CU. There's no reason that he can't. I think it just boils down to money. I think everybody just doesn't want to look at it for that. What it is that's face value. It's money. I mean, a young man's gonna make good money wherever he goes, and he can pretty much sign his own meal ticket wherever he goes, whether that be Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Miami. He knows he can sign his meal ticket. And you know, as much as it sucks for fans to see him leave because of what he's been through with Colorado, he would have been gone next year anyway. So y'all gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? People gotta stop getting so attached to these players and understand that it's a business. It's a business. If he didn't leave this year, he was gonna leave next year. So what difference does it make? Let the young man go where he needs to go for whatever reason, and that may be. I just personally feel like it's money. And I think from what we all saw from the last season, I do, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a Coach Prime fan to the fullest. I love Coach Prime. I love Shador. I love what he's done for the program. But I do feel that there's some internal issues going on because you lost way too many key players to the portal that there was no reason for them to leave. London Merritt should have never left. Alex McPherson should have never left. Draylon should have never left. Omarion should have never left. And it's not like Draylon and Omarion went to, they leveled up to a bigger college. They went to Baylor and Arizona State. They're still in the same conference.
Yeah, I thought Omarion was going to go.
It's something. I think people got to understand. It's something internal going on that's causing these kids to leave.
Let me say this. In one breath, you say, kids got to go. These young men got to go get their money.
They got to go. Yes.
And then in the same breath, you say, well, internally something's wrong in the program. Now, look, two things can be true. I'll give you that. Two things can be true. But how in one breath can you say, oh man, look, they got to go get their money, man?
I'm speaking more so on.
So you mentioned a few players. And you're saying, well, Marion Miller, he didn't even go to a big school. But so if Marion Miller was offered a set amount of money, you don't think he's going to leave? Or if he
I'm not saying
a certain amount of money out of the portal, you don't think he's leaving?
No. I'm not saying that he wouldn't leave for more money. What I'm saying is that these kids have their reasons as to why they leave.
And we're all saying the same thing.
Right, right.
Hold on. So Gerald, are you saying that money was the only reason they're leaving?
No, I'm trying to explain to him because he's saying
I think JB's making the argument that if money was not the reason, JB, tell me if I'm wrong. If money was not the reason, then what is the other reason? If money is not the only reason.
Right. And so my comment, what I'm saying is I'm speaking to the gentleman that was talking about him leaving to get a better pass or a run block rating. He can do that at Colorado, no problem. That can be done.
How do you know?
Well,
how do
I don't know for sure, but what's statistical? But common sense would tell you, my man. Why would this? Listen to it real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. I'll let you make your point. Jordan Seaton is a household name for Colorado. He is the face and foundation of Colorado, right?
That's great. That's great for Colorado.
And understanding that Jordan Seaton has started his freshman year, and he has progressed every year. And he's not degressed, he has progressed. Now, as far as his pass block rating, he likes to run a more pro-style offense than a go-go style offense. But with that being said, you don't think that Coach Prime or anybody in there that is evaluating and analyzing these kids understand that he needs a better pass block rating. So it's not like Coach Prime can't do what he needs to do to help that out. And him jumping and going to Georgia, how does that benefit him other than him making more money or going to a higher program?
It puts him in a traditional system. So
I understand that.
Think about what you just said. You just said, well, Coach Prime can make the determination for one player to make one player grade look better. That would sabotage the entire team.
Let me ask you, what is a go-go style offense?
It's a lot of misdirection. That's what it is.
But it's run blocking, is it not?
It's run blocking, but it's also misdirection. So
right.
If the misdirection does not benefit Jordan Seaton, then what does that do for him?
How does the misdirection not benefit him if he's blocking?
We're running a lot of misdirection. Let's say he pulls and he misses the block. That's bad on him.
He can miss a block on a pro style offense. It's still bad on. He missed blocks all season on a pro style offense.
He can miss blocking on a pro style offense, but guess what? You just said it. Pro style. That translates to the NFL. That's gonna happen in the NFL. Now you're missing blocking assignments in a go-go offense. Not a good thing, brother.
Let me ask you one question, and I'll let you have it. If his rating is so low right now in a pro style offense that they've been running for the last 3 years, what makes you think that if he jumps and goes to an SEC program or a Big Ten program, where he's not only going to have to compete with players at his level, if not higher, he's going to be a rotational piece. He's a rotational piece at that point. He's not a top dog going to Oregon or Georgia. I'm telling you what it is.
Or Miami.
Or Miami. He's not top dog over there. He is a rotational piece at that point.
He will not be rotational.
So how is that going to benefit him in helping him get a better run block rating when now he becomes a rotational piece?
He won't be a rotational piece.
If he goes
y'all can believe what y'all want. That man is not going to be top dog over there.
Okay, so he's number one in the portal, but he's not top dog.
He's number one in the portal. Where I seen in the chat somebody said that he was second team All-American or something like that? Not first team, if I'm correct.
Yeah, for the Big 12. Yeah, he was second team. He wasn't first team.
You
know why he wasn't first team? Because you had 2 tackles at the University of Utah that were first team on the same team.
Can we agree or to disagree? Is Big 12 play the same style of play as Big 10 and SEC? Yes or no?
No, but what does that mean when it comes to NFL
I'm talking about the conference. The level of players in those conferences are different.
That has nothing to do when it comes to NFL draft grades. If that's the case,
how does it not?
If that's the case, then Travis Hunter shouldn't have went number 2.
Travis Hunter went number 2. Listen, Travis Hunter went number 2.
He was Heisman.
Like, I don't mean to get off the beaten path, Harry, but you talking about you doing apples to oranges. Travis Hunter was a two-way player. He was transcendent. He was a unicorn, never to be done before. That's why Travis Hunter went in the spot that he went. Now,
but you're saying
to go a little further, do you think Travis Hunter would have been a number 2 draft pick if he was just a DB or a wide receiver? Would he went number 2 then if he had to just play one side of the ball?
You're saying he played against lesser talent.
I'm asking you a question.
If Travis Hunter went to the SEC and he played both sides of the football, guess what? He would have got drafted in the same spot because of the player he is. So that's what I'm saying. Let's not conflate the fact that the Big 12, they still get players drafted.
I'm not conflating anything. I'm using logic, my man. I'm using logic.
The number 1 lineman to come out of the draft this year will be from the University of Utah in the Big 12.
Okay.
So it just goes on draft grade. And you know what? That system fit for the tackle that's going to come out this year. It just fits.
Okay. So are you arguing the point that his draft grow. You're arguing the point that Seaton, he's going to be, I guess, to get his NFL status higher, his NFL draft status higher. Is that why that's part of the reasons why he's leaving?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think
I just wanted to make sure I
about,
understood where you what position you're arguing.
it has to be about fit as well. Like I said, a lot of things can be true. It could be money, it could be level of competition, but it also has to be a fit for the young man as well. He came to Colorado like we stated earlier. It's a lot of passing going on. Man, that's gonna help me more of a tradition, not necessarily a traditional pro style, but gonna line up. I'm gonna be able to drop back. We really didn't run the ball much, but you know what? Hey, that hurts my run grade blocking because they didn't run the ball enough. So he sat at the podium and said, well, we need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. It'll be very
Yeah, I
telling.
remember when Jordan Seaton was saying that too.
Exactly. It'll be very telling what school he goes to. So let's say if he goes to another air it out type of school, then we can all scratch our head to be like, that just doesn't fit. Like, you got an excellent pass blocking grade. Why would you need to just go to another school that's going to air it out? Is it about winning? Is it about this? I think he's going to go to a more traditional school that's going to run the ball a lot in traditional sets, not the go-go where it's a lot of misdirection, where it's a lot of this. It's just going to be traditional sets. Blow your man off the ball and go about your business.
Can I ask?
Can I ask you a question real quick? Do you know for sure that Brandon what's his name, Brandon Marion, the OC that we got? Do we know 100% for sure if that's the exact style of offense he's going to run, or are we just going off of that based off of the fact that he created the go-go offense?
Well,
do we know, or are we doing that? Are we saying that based off of what he did at his prior college at, what was it, San Diego State, Sacramento State, wherever he was at?
State, and then UNLV.
Do you not think that Coach Prime is going to have some say in how that offense is going to be ran?
I don't think Brendan Marion takes the job if he can't run his offense. Like, I'm leaving a spot where I'm the head coach of somewhere. Sure, I'm gonna make more money, but now you're bringing me here saying, hey man, I like your offense, I like the way you run it. Now that you're here, boom, you sign a contract. Hey man, we're not really running that offense. That doesn't make any sense. You know, that would be a conflict of interest for Coach
So
Prime.
then that would mean Juju would jump ship too, then, right?
The go-go offense is going to benefit Juju.
How would it benefit him?
Get the ball out of your hand quick. Why do you think they got all these quick receivers to win off the line of scrimmage?
Right.
That's the point of the go-go.
It's built to create mismatches. It's built to keep the DBs keeping their eyes in the backfield because of the threat of the RPO.
Yeah, a lot of misdirection, man.
It seems like you guys aren't really sold on the go-go offense. So are you guys not happy with this pickup for Dion?
I'm sold on it based off of what I seen at UNLV. I seen what the man did at UNLV, and I'm not taking anything away from the new OC that they brought in, and that's really that's not really our topic of discussion. I just I'm not buying the I don't buy Jordan Seaton leaving, like, basically had the red carpet rolled out for this young man, the face of the team, the foundation of the team. I don't see him leaving for run block rating. The young man is going to make it. He's going to get drafted highly into the league when he decides to declare for the league. Either way,
you don't know the head.
Either way,
how do you not know that? Smith jump in here. He's been trying to put his 2 cents on this. Go ahead, Ty, because we gotta move topics.
We gotta move on. But,
we gotta move topics in a second. But go ahead, Ty.
Is that JB?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's JB and JR going at it, which is beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, me too. That's why I got out the way. But I want to ask JB a question.
Yes, sir.
If you are in Jordan Seaton's position,
yep, mm-hmm,
and you see that y'all haven't been able to run the ball for the last 3 years, the last 3 years, right? But you only been there 2, and you have a desire to go to the NFL. Are you gonna stay solely based on this is going to work, knowing that it hasn't worked the last 2 years, regardless of how many O-line coaches they didn't bought in from a gold jacket perspective, and it
Please,
hasn't
please don't bring up the gold
and,
jacket before I get
uh,
crazy.
and it hasn't worked. So are you telling me you willing to stay uh based off of one person's coach? I mean, based off of one coach coming in, really not knowing if it's going to work or not? Or are you
You
going to
don't.
bet on yourself?
You. This is the thing. You don't know if anything's going to work at any program that you go to.
Hold on, let me stop you right
Listen,
there.
listen.
Hold on,
It's
hold on,
it's
hold on,
it's
JB.
fact because when you
JB,
go, you asked me a question, so
I
now I'm
know,
gonna
but
answer it.
you
Okay,
watch
go ahead.
football though.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's clearly known that you're going to run the ball in the SEC. You're going to run the ball in the Big Ten. This is facts. This is not nothing that I'm just saying. They're going to run the ball.
Because they know better. They know what football is all about. You don't run the ball, you can't pass the ball.
So I'm asking you that question for a reason.
And I'm gonna answer it if you let me answer it.
Floor is yours,
Granted,
sir.
the fact you say you go to a Big Ten program, Michigan, right, or Alabama, or wherever SEC, Alabama, Georgia, where they run the ball, Miami, they run the ball, right? Just because you know that they run the ball and they're successful at running the ball, you are still betting on yourself to go to that program and be a top level elite player on that line. It does not mean you're going to fit the program just because you want to go somewhere where it runs the ball. It doesn't always. How many players have we seen that were touted to be a top level offensive lineman or whatever, even wide receiver, running back? And they go to a particular program and you thought it was going to work, or they thought it was going to work there, and it did not pan out. There's a lot of things that go into play when you go and jump ship to different programs. You have to fit with the players on the team. The offensive line has to run as one unit. So maybe Jordan Seaton goes there and he's not the top dog to become left tackle on that team, let's say at Miami, and somebody else is better than him, right? So now you're taking a step back and you're still betting on yourself. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. So what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, and what I'm saying is from my perspective, the question is why is he leaving? And the discussion that we're having is he's leaving because the gentleman said it's because they believe he wants to get a better run block grade, right? It's apples and oranges, man. The young man is leaving for money, and I don't know why you guys can't see that. It's because he hasn't played at a Big Ten level. He has not played at an SEC level. He's played at Big 12 level. Those are different conferences.
Right. He was recruited for
Entirely
those
different
levels too.
conferences, man. You go to the Big Ten, that's smash mouth football. That is not spread offense.
Okay, what high school did he come from?
So the level of play that you have to have as an offensive lineman going to the Big Ten is entirely different than
What
the
high
level
school
of
did
play
he
that
come
you have to
from?
have at the Big 12, and you
What
guys
high
know
school
that.
did he come from?
That doesn't matter about high school. That's in the past. We talking
What?
about now.
Okay,
How
No,
does
let me
that?
no,
let
no. It is relevant because
let hold
he's
on.
used to playing
Oh
against
my
all different
gosh, man, where
competition.
do y'all come
Let's
up
just
with
not be
this stuff,
crazy.
man?
Bro, where are
People,
you at?
even players will tell you when they go to college, what you did in high school does not matter when you make it to college.
Hold
It
on.
doesn't matter.
Hold on. I got
Where are you from, bro?
I'm from Michigan.
Okay, you from Michigan. All right. Jordan Seaton went to IMG. Have you ever looked up IMG Academy?
Yes, I know what
Okay.
IMG is.
Okay, IMG recruits top talent throughout the United
Yes,
States.
I'm very well aware of what
Okay,
IMG is, my man.
so with that statement that you just made, he's playing the top teams in each and every state. So he's going to see them in the college realm, regardless if they go into an SEC school,
That's a
an
matter of
ACC school.
opinion. That's
No,
a
no, no.
matter of
That's
opinion.
facts.
How is that facts?
Oh, if
It
I
does not.
just
It's
told you,
still what you do in high school does not always translate to college football. We've seen it many a times. Let's use prime example.
we're
The
talking about
defensive back, the defensive back that we got from Colorado that everybody thought was going to be a top dog,
Commander
right?
McClain.
Okay, came to college and could not translate. He went to Florida. Has he still translated over there yet? No.
Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you
It
this.
doesn't.
Go
He's
back and look
starting at
at some.
Florida, so
Go
I don't know
back and
what
look at.
translation
Hey,
more that you need.
hold
But
on.
he's
Go back.
starting at
Is he
Florida.
playing at a high
Is
level
he
in
any
Florida?
good? I think that's what he's trying to get at.
Is he playing at a high level in Florida?
No, he's not.
No, he's not. He's not playing at a high level in Florida. So therefore,
what
that's
is
not going to translate for him
what
to
is
get a better position to get
what is
drafted into the league.
what is
Y'all making it more difficult than what it need to be.
what's a high level of play when your team defensively is bad all around? So what I'll say about Jordan Seaton, and I'll just keep it strictly
I got a question. When he's
college.
standing out, wait, hey, JR Boxing. Well,
What's up?
is he standing out in a bad defense? He's not. He's blending.
But
So if he's
Harry,
blending, if the
So-
defense is bad and he's
Harry.
blending, then he's not translating.
Thank
I'm
you.
just trying
And
to
so
offer
is
that.
is Jordan Seaton is Jordan Seaton going to shine if he goes to a Miami, or is he going to shine if he go? Come on, y'all.
Everything has to be relative, because you're saying if he stands out in a bad defense, what if he's the best corner in that bad defense? So
Is he?
what are we
Answer
saying?
that question. Is Kwamani McLean the best SEC corner?
I didn't say I said for that team.
I'm just trying to expand it a
You
little
don't
bit.
you don't
No,
have to
Is he
be
the
the
best
best
SEC corner?
You don't have to be the best SEC corner, but are you
Okay,
the best
let's bring
corner
it back
for that
down.
team?
Is he the best corner on the Florida Gators?
Right
No.
now? Yes.
No. No, he's not.
Who's better than
Oh,
Kamani
my
McLean
God.
right now for the Florida Gators? Who's better than him? If he came there with all the issues that he came, he had troubles getting into the program, he had troubles following direction and everything like that, everything that kept him off the field, right? But some way he still managed to get on the field and start for that team. We're talking about this young man missed practice. The players on the team had to run additional reps for him. They sat him out a game, all due to disciplinary issues. But somehow he still managed through all of that to get on the field and start. Now,
Listen, I'm telling you right now, Komani is a mid-level player, and he's not going to make it into the league. It's not translating, my man. It's not.
Hold on. I didn't say anything about making it to the league.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
I said, is it relative to a bad defense?
But
now,
listen, that's what we're talking about, though.
What Jordan Seaton had to endure was a bad offense. Now,
okay,
I'll take it back to Jordan Seaton. Now, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things, Jordan Seaton, he got there, offense was booming under Shador. Great. Everybody leaves out, they go to the NFL, offense is struggling tremendously. Jordan Seaton crying out, we need to run the ball.
Why is it struggling though? Why? Because you were in a rebuild. You're in a rebuild state.
They bring in a new offensive coordinator. That offensive coordinator, great scheme. It doesn't produce offensive linemen. Name me one lineman that has been drafted under Brendan Marion's tenure as an offensive coordinator. There have been none. So if you're looking at it from a business standpoint, which you mentioned, okay, offensive coordinator, great scheme, runs the ball a lot, offensive lineman not getting drafted. What does that mean for me if I'm Jordan Seaton?
So can I say something based on that, what you just said before I forget?
What's that?
So, okay, this is what I've learned recently about him, or just what we're all trying to gather information about this guy. His ideas are mostly for teams that struggle with having money or having enough money to be able to get the best talent to dominate. So he came up with a way for the team to be productive. So it's not necessarily based on a basic a specific position. He came up with a way for teams that don't have enough money for the best talent to still be able to compete. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's more on the team aspect than individuals on
Exactly.
very specific at very specific positions.
So
And
So you would
that's the
have to
point.
actually shine.
That's the point I was about to prove, Harry. So if Jordan Seaton,
Well, I'm
if
glad to
he's
help you,
looking,
brother.
he's looking at the offensive linemen that are being brought in. Like, okay, I'll still easily be the best offensive lineman of the bunch, right? That's not even, you don't even have to answer that. I'm gonna be the best offensive lineman. My position's already solidified. I'm good to go. And when it comes to money as well, too, let's say some other school offered him $3 million. You don't think CU can offer him 2.5? Look, man, we
No,
probably can't get you at 3,
they
but
can't.
we probably
they
No,
can
they
get you at
cannot.
3.
cannot. They
Hold on,
cannot. They
They
can't.
they cannot offer.
hold
Hey,
They
on.
don't have that kind
they
of
don't
money, my
have it.
man.
They don't have
Hold
it,
on, hold on,
Jr.
Oh my
hold
God.
on. Y'all don't. We don't know CU's budget, so let's
We
get that.
do.
Let's get that. No, you don't. You don't know
Yeah, we
CU's budget.
do.
Okay, how much money they got to spend this year, Harry?
0.
Okay, so again, JB, how
They
much
ain't got
Yeah.
money
no
does
money.
CU? How much money does CU have to spend this year?
How much do they have to spend?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Just like
no,
Harry
nobody.
said,
No,
nothing, because they had to
They don't
rebuild
have it.
they had
nobody.
to rebuild the
No,
entire structure of the defense.
nobody knows.
They
Come
Nobody
on,
give
knows how
man.
Coach
much
Prime
money.
$10 million.
Real
But they ain't
quick.
got nothing
Nobody
else. They're in the red.
knows.
All right, JR, hold
Nobody.
on. JR, hold on. Let me tell you
I'm
why. Let me tell
okay.
you.
Okay, tell me.
CU just said that they don't have no money. They're in the red. Okay, they put that out already. CU said they said it themselves. They are in the red. They have $0. They overpaid Coach Prime. He's sitting on $10 million. The entire athletic program is in the red. They have no money. Unless you know something that they don't know, because they're the one that put that information out. They're in the red. So that usually means if you're in the red, you're playing behind the 8 ball.
Okay,
You
okay,
ain't
Harry.
got no money.
Why?
Harry,
Why they went into the. Wait a minute. You know why they went into the red though?
Hold on.
They-
Is CU the only school that operates in the red? Is Arizona
Well, no, we're
State not in
talking
the red?
about them right now. You said how much money they got.
Bro,
And you
but
said,
what I'm
no, we don't
saying,
know their budget. But they
what
told us
I'm
they're in the
saying,
red. So that is their budget. They don't have no money.
what I'm saying is that if Omarion Miller goes to Arizona State, who's also operating in the red, do they then have money to pay Omarion Miller?
They don't need to pay
There's
Omarion like they would have to pay
several,
Seaton.
there's several schools that
Oh my
operate
gosh.
in the red. That's all I'm saying.
Once
So we
again,
don't
you're
know.
doing apples to oranges, my man.
Hold on, brother. We don't
Come
know
on,
the
man.
budget. We don't know the budget for CU. We don't know the budget for CU. So that's period point blank. We don't know the budget.
If they're in the red,
If
they
they're in
don't
the
have.
red, the budget is 0, bro.
They're signing all these transfer portal players.
Hey,
Hey,
Rico.
listen.
But
Okay.
they don't have money. So they have
Real
enough
quick,
money
listen.
hold on. I'm not finished,
How
bro.
are they signed? They're signed.
Semantics. We're talking about. We're gonna get stuck on semantics.
I'm not finished, bro. So to land my initial point, going back to Jordan Seaton, and you saying you know Michigan football, or you're at least from the state of
I
Michigan.
didn't never
don't know if you
say
know
that. I
Michigan.
never said that.
You said,
I
okay,
never. Don't
well,
put
you're
words in my mouth.
you're
I never
from-
said
You're
that.
from Michigan. You're from Michigan,
Thank
correct?
you.
Or at
I
least
said
that's
I'm
where you
from
reside.
Michigan.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's use Michigan as an example, right? Have you ever watched Michigan football?
No, I haven't watched a
Wait, you
snap of
talking about
Michigan
Michigan State
football.
or Michigan? Which one?
We talking about
Which
the
Michigan?
University of Michigan. What we know about the University of Michigan, they produce pretty good offensive linemen, right? So
Don't
Yeah.
they produce like horny dudes?
let's use Michigan for an example. So you're saying that if Jordan Seaton left and he went to a school, let's say like Michigan, right, where they have other good offensive linemen to help or support his aid to get to the NFL, it's called the factor. In the military, we call it the factor of threes, right? So if you put a 3 next to a 3, the median is still going to be a 3. So if Jordan Seaton looking like, well, see, you kind of bring in a lot of 3s, dog. I don't really know if this is gonna help. But if you go to a school where the median of offensive line play, let's say 4s and 5, guess what that makes your grade bump up to? A 4 or a 5.
He's
So
still not.
the better talent you play with it puts you in a better position to improve your stock.
I'm going to
That's what
tell
that
you
means,
now
man.
that he is not going to go to a Big Ten program where he's played 3 years in the Big 12 and have the same level of play standing next to a 5 or a 4-star offensive lineman that has been in the Big Ten for 3 years, 2 to 3 plus years. It's not going to happen in 1 year. I'm not taking nothing away from Seaton. He's a hell of a player. He is a dog and he is a leader.
Wait. Okay,
But
hold on. I got. This is where I gotta divert off of what your point, because I'm with you the whole time until you just said that. Are you blanketing the Big Ten?
no.
Or
I'm
are you
not
saying
blank. What I'm saying is,
the top 10 Big Tens? Because it's
what
not
I'm
just any top. It's not just we're just gonna blanket the Big Ten.
Just any
no. I'm
lineman.
not.
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
talking
Like,
about
Okay,
conferences are
give me a couple of schools then. Let's put some names on it. That way we can solidify your point that you're making, because you can't blanket the Big Ten. Give me a couple of schools to solidify your argument.
for my argument for what the level of play.
Yeah, in the Big Ten, because you're
Or
saying the Big Ten.
let's see. We got Oregon in the Big Ten. We got USC in the Big Ten. We got Michigan in the
Okay,
Big
let's
Ten.
stop at USC. You
Okay.
don't think that Jordan Seaton can play at USC, like starting?
I'm not saying that he cannot play there. I'm not
I
at
thought
all
that's what you were
saying
saying.
that.
You said he's going to be a rotational.
I'm saying that I don't feel personally within 1 year's time that is going to benefit him to upgrade his draft potential going into the draft for the following season, because now he has to, granted the fact he's going to be competing at a higher level, he's going to become a
Basically, the
rotational
status
piece.
quo is not changing, you're saying.
He's going to be a rotational piece at that point.
Wait,
That's just what I personally feel.
That's the part
Because
right there that I wanted to tackle. Are
Yep.
you saying that Jordan Seaton is going to be rotational at USC?
At USC?
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably not at USC, no.
Okay.
that's
Because
crazy.
they actually just they literally just jumped into the Big Ten conference 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Was it 2 years ago?
So they were Pac-12, which is one of the best conferences in college football.
Right, but their Pac-12 was not.
Look at the teams that were in the Pac-12.
Right,
man.
but Pac-12 was not a run style offense either, though. Pac-12 predominantly USC. Most of those teams that came out of the Pac-12 are a spread style offense.
Was passing. Yeah, we're like pass. Okay. All right, let's leave that real quick. And I've been burning to jump into this next thing here. I got something on the screen that I wanna ask you guys about. So he says, Jordan Seaton said this, and we like to read between the line here on TLP. He said, as I reflect on my time at Colorado, it's hard to put into words what this chapter has truly meant to me. I never imagined, this is where I want you to focus on. Why is he saying this? I never imagined this journey will come to a close in this way. In this way. For him to say, I never imagined it'll come to a close in this way, that means that something transpired either internally, either poaching, something transpired for him to say, I never imagined it'll come to this. Let's start backwards and let's go to who's still here. Let's go to Todd Smith if you're still here. Why is he saying in this way? That's some of the stuff we've been talking about. In this way.
If I was to speculate on this,
let me help you out, Ty. We spoke earlier about how Jordan C. Me and JB, we talked about how Jordan Seaton is a respectable young man, and he's done everything very classy, and he's not the type of dude to just be out here, wilding, because he called people out for wilding out, right? Since he's been at CU. So he's not the type to just wild out. So for something to make him or to cause him to leave and to say in this way, what happened for him to say in this way? Go ahead.
Speculating on it, I would just say it could be every year, having to rebuild a new team. You know, he could be exhausted from that aspect. But with the NIL, this is the day and age time that we living in. But I I I feel like the way that Jordan Seaton was brought in and the players that he played with, uh, for one season, that flame had died out. That hunger from that whole team his freshman year uh has gone, man, and it never rekindled. So I just feel like, you know, I feel like he really wanted to spend his career at Colorado,
I
but
agree.
due to the circumstances of the coaching staff, all the different changes, and every year we got a brand new team. I just feel like, you know, and him coming up on his last year, that, you know what, hey, I hate that it ended this way, but I I, I have to go for myself. You know, even though I want to stay, but I'm going to have to leave because where I want to go, y'all not going to be able to give it to me
Hmm.
in so many words.
All right,
And that's
JR
just speculating.
Right, right. That's what I'm asking you to do. Like I'm asking you to speculate and tell me in this way. For Jordan Seaton to say that, it has to mean something. Because Jordan Seaton is not just these guys that's just bouncing out after 1 year. They're kind of coming here to pad their resumes to make them look sexy or to at least audition for another team. So what does in this way mean, JR Boxing?
For me, I leave it straight to scheme and fit. Like I got
Okay.
recruited there for for a particular style of scheme and fit, right? Pat Shermer being more of a pro stylish, you know, type of play caller, you know, pro style sets, things like that. You go into a new scheme, does not fit me. That's what I leave it as.
Hmm. Okay, so scheme and fit. So he's saying here, I would hate to have to leave in this way because of scheme and fit. Like Colorado, all of a sudden doesn't fit the type of play that I like to play, the way I like to play. You're saying,
Yeah, you go from being the franchise guy, right? You the biggest name outside of Juju. I mean, some would even say Jordan Seaton name bigger than Juju. But now at this particular time, I'm just one. I'm one of many, and this scheme that doesn't produce NFL linemen. So I have to make a decision for myself, and I gotta go.
okay, all right, JB. So how do you see it in this way?
I see it just like I said it, man. I don't think it has anything to do with fit, scheme, any of that. Jordan Seaton is a dog. He's going to play. He's going to fight. He's going to battle. He hasn't lost anything for his love of CU. That's apparent. It all boils down to the fact of, and just me personally, I'm looking at the entirety of everything. I feel like Coach Prime lost the team last year. He lost the locker room last year. And it's obvious in what we have going on with the transfer portal this season. You do not lose that many impactful players. Granted, the fact that the records was what it was last season. We were in a rebuild state last season. Everybody is understanding of that. But they lost the locker room. And I think when they lost the locker room, a lot of their key players that should have stayed and should still be there are gone. They're not buying into the program anymore. And I feel like Seaton is not buying what's being sold anymore. And for him, it benefits him more to leave and go to a different program, get more. He's going to get more money, where he's going to get double probably of what he's getting paid at Colorado, because Colorado cannot afford him. They can't afford it. And everybody's asking this question about, well, how are they buying players out of the transfer portal? Well, because all the players that they brought in from last season that were Power 4 players are gone. They overpaid them. You look at
All they're
Jaheim.
doing is just moving the money
They're
like
moving pieces, and
pieces around.
it's they're balling on a budget. Everybody wants to hate on the fact that they're bringing in players from Sacramento and they're bringing in G5 players and FCS level players. Well, the proof is in the pudding. Indiana did the same thing. They have 0 5-stars on their team, and look, they're playing for a national championship. It's about money. It's a business.
Well, keep
And
in
they
mind that
understand, they understand that
Signetti. He's
they
crazy.
they
coach.
understand that what the formula that they came up with last year did not work. The players came in there, they got their paycheck, and they did not perform. Why they didn't perform, I don't know. Did the coaches not get everything out of their players? There's something internal that happened that caused the program to fall apart the way that it did, because we had plenty enough talent on the team to go better than what we did last year. Something internal happened. With that being said, if the players are jumping ship for a better bag, a better opportunity, then that's what it is. Point blank, period. Seaton has 1 year left to better himself. So I take nothing from it. I wish the young man the best. Go do your thing somewhere else and get your money.
So okay.
It sucks, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you know, Prime and them know we got to read, because I'm going to tell you now, Prime's job is on the line. If Prime don't win this season, he's done. I'm telling you now, if he does not win this upcoming season, he's done. And he knows that. And if you look at the way that he's restructuring everything, he's going to set it up to where he's like, he's Prime can't make all the shot calls and everything. And that's what he's been trying to do. So you got to bring in a OC to change up the look, change up how they've been doing everything. Let Brandon Marion bring in his people to run the offense. Let Livingston bring in some people to run that defense better. And they're getting some elite level players on the defense. That defense is stout now. And personally, I think better than what we had last year. But they got to make sure they coach them right and develop them right. And if they don't do that, we're going to be in the same boat again.
So let me say this about the internal issues. Prime has this idea of come play for the love of football, and the money will chase you. The money will come when you develop yourself. This is the message to we have to put this out there.
Yep.
And I wanna get y'all opinion before we get up out of here, which is soon. We have, like you keep saying, there's an internal issue, and I agree with you. I agree that there is an internal issue, but I don't know how to articulate it, because Prime had a cancer battle that he fought last year, so he was not there. So I can kind of like associate it to that and say, okay, maybe the fact that he wasn't there, things kind of fell apart and they had to put it back together. So I'll leave it at that and say, okay, maybe that's what it is. You feel me? And just let that be for a little bit, because I don't know how to wrap my mind around why everybody has to leave. When I say everybody, I ain't talking about the people who, who are, lesser player names unknown.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Harry.
The key players.
Yes.
Prime has this. This is what Prime says. Come play for the love of the game. We're getting players. He's been saying this for 3 years. So let's tackle this real quick, and then we can go. We're playing for the love of the game. We want to get young men that love the game and not chasing the bag. He got those. He's been saying that for 3 years since he's been, or more than 3 years, but he's been saying that since he got to Colorado. But when he says this, everybody leaves after 1 year. Everybody leaves after 1 year. So when is it that Prime is going to stop saying that and get with the program? Is he saying that on television or putting that out there? And then behind the scenes, he's doing something different. He's saying something different, because how do you say that for 3 years or 4 years, and then everybody leaves everybody leaves the next year? So what that tells me is that you're saying that again.
Go ahead, Cook. Go ahead,
you're saying that again, but guess what's going to happen? All of these young men that you're bringing in, and you're putting that tag on them again, playing for the love of the sport, not for the money. What happens if they get up and leave again next year? Jordan Seaton is gone. You said he was playing for the love of the sport. DJ McKinney left. He was playing for the love of the sport. All of the guys that you bring in, you say these guys are playing for the love of the sport. But they leave you after 1 year. So is it Prime's leadership? Is it the lack of knowing how to retain his players? Or should he change his mentality of this NIL versus the love of college football? That is my question. Let's tackle that, and hopefully we can end on this. Wherever it takes us, it takes us. We can start with JR Boxing or JB or Tim. Who just jump in. Do we need to change our mentality about NIL and how is running football right now? Or is Prime delusional? Because you can't have it both ways. You keep saying that everybody you're bringing in is playing for the love of college football, but then after every year they leave you. So they're using you. You don't either you're deaf, dumb, or blind, and you don't see that everybody leaves you. You got a problem. Something's going on. What's going on?
I'll start first. If it's about money, why would they stay? If it's about money. If CU apparently doesn't have any money, right? Their budget's too small. I've outstayed my welcome. My stock is higher than what y'all can afford, then why would I stay? If I can go make money somewhere else, more money. So if I'm a player, why would I stay? When if you want to answer to as far as the culture of the locker room and things like that, I agree. He did lose that locker room last year. You could tell players were sitting out, people weren't playing, people MIA, players coming back late from break, all kind of stuff. He lost the locker room. How do you reel that back in? So I think that's where Coach Prime is right now. And then coming to the fact of with Colorado firing Coach Prime if he has another losing season, can they afford to fire him if they're already in the red? Because you're going to owe him that money regardless. So where do you go from there? You put yourself more in debt, you fire that coach, hire a new coach, and a new coaching staff put yourself more in debt. So those are the questions that I'm like, that needs to be answered. We'll see if it gets answered. I don't think with Coach Prime it'll be answered. But if I'm a player and I know, right, if we're talking about Colorado don't have the money, we don't know their budget, but they don't have the money, would I stay if I could get more money somewhere else?
So are you saying, because I threw some other things out there, you probably don't, because you're a Coach Prime guy, you don't want to touch them. Is Coach Prime delusional? What is going on with Coach Prime? His message, his internal message and his external messages, I don't know if those two things are the same, but he keeps saying that all the guys that he's getting are playing, he's getting them to play for the love of football, but he loses them after 1 year. They come, they spit shine their resumes, and then after 1 year, they get poached and they leave. So what is going on? Is Coach Prime delusional and he's not up to this time? Or does he have a message that we are not privy to, and his public message is just not cohesive with what's going on in college football?
You want me to touch on that?
Go ahead. Anybody can take this.
I think that I'm not going to say that the man's delusional, but
hey, Tim.
Yeah.
I got to push back on that very first thing. He has to be, because if you've been saying this for 3 years and everybody leaves you after 1 year, that's delusional. You don't agree?
Well, I just feel like his messaging needs to be tweaked.
But is it not like disagree with me or agree with me and tell me if that's not delusion when you keep preaching the same message, but your players that you say are coming for the love of football leave you after 1 year, and it's been happening every single year you've been at Colorado, they've left you, but you keep getting them for the love of football. So either you don't understand the game and you don't know how to play the game at this level, or something's going on, because they keep leaving you. They're here for their resumes and then they leave you for the bag.
I would say delusional then. I would agree with you. and this is my reasoning why. Uh, because each and every year you evaluate players, but I feel like he need to do an overhaul of his coaching staff. All those players that, and we touched on this previous shows ago. Everybody that played it at a high level can't coach it at a high level. And by everybody leaving him 1 year
Every
every year, like there's a disconnect somewhere between you and the players.
right.
Um,
Like, bruh, when we gonna get this right? Every
yeah,
year they're leaving you, bruh.
it's a disconnect, and it comes off to somebody that watches uh, a lot of college football as if they're not being coached up uh, to play at a high level. And I feel like Colorado is just a training ground
That's what
for
I said in the beginning.
for for uh, for other teams to come and pick off their tree.
Colorado is a rehearsal.
Their audition.
Yeah, it's an audition.
Yeah, it's an audition place. So for other teams, because if you don't have the money, which this is the new landscape of college football, and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon unless the NCAA get a hold on it. But Texas Tech gonna always be able to come and pick off your tree because they got the bag. Indiana is gonna be able to come in and pick off of everybody's tree when they got
Mark
people like Mark Cuban
Mark
donating,
Cuban coming in. Yeah.
yeah, millions of dollars to their to his alma mater. So it's like, in my opinion, it's delusional. I feel like it starts in the head, and everything else, it'll work its way down. But it seems like it's the opposite because now you got one team this year. Next year you're gonna have a new team, and
Every single year, Prom has had a new team.
it's delusional over there.
And you gotta get to a place where either start winning so that your retention can maintain, or you gotta coach and develop players to where they have a brotherhood and they feel like, yo, this is a place that we want to end our career,
Mhm.
or you gotta have the bag.
Hey,
But
can I say this real quick too,
yeah, go
Harry?
ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt you, and I'm gonna let JB go. If you, I watched the uh, Indiana Smoke uh, Oregon
Everybody,
in that playoff,
everything.
but this is what stood out to me. If you go back at the end of the game when they was presenting the trophy and the star quarterback uh, came out and had and led the fight song. If you look at it, everybody on that team was singing the fight song.
Pretty much knew it. I was thinking
Yeah,
about Prom
and
and Coach. What's the name of that coach that always getting at him about the song?
JB,
No, the Matt
Matt
McChesney or whatever.
McChesney,
Yeah. I
yeah,
was thinking
zero
about when
six.
I saw the lips and I saw people singing the song and being so enthusiastic and so emotional about it. I was like, dang.
Right, and those are some of them guys are 1 year guys. A lot of them
Yeah,
guys are 1 year guys, but you can see it in the brotherhood within that team. And then how is it that Colton Hood came here, but now he may be in the top 20 of the mock draft based off of him leaving CU, going to another team, and now he's like this star. So it's a coaching issue uh, at CU as well.
okay, so all right, JB, I'm coming to you. But Roger Johnson, you say that people are leaving programs all over the place, right? Coach Prime is not the only one, but there is something to be said about all of your top players leaving. I mean, you just gotta admit if you look at Iowa State probably lost their players because of a coaching change. There are teams that will lose their top players due to coaching change, and they'll follow the coach. But Colorado loses all of their top players every single year. That has to be talked about. That's weird, bruh. I ain't even been around college football as far as on this side of it, on the analysis side of it, that long. And I've noticed top players are not always leaving. Like, there are teams, and the way that you can retain your players is different ways. You can win. You can create a brotherhood. You can create an environment where players feel comfortable. You can have the bag. Colorado is losing all of their players. That means that none of those things are happening. There's no brotherhood. There's no winning. There's no bag. What the heck are they staying? What are they going to stay for? If you ain't got the bag, there's no brotherhood. There's no winning. There's nothing going on for you to be like, all right, I feel proud to be at this university. What are you staying for? What exactly is going to be the motivation why you stay? And Prime ain't the reason no more. Everybody came in, Prime. Prime is not the reason anymore. Gold Jackets faded a long time ago. They're not coaches. They were just a bunch of yellow jackets just lighting up the place, but that was nothing. That didn't keep nobody. Every year you lose all your top players. Should we not talk about the fact that they lose all their top players every single year? If you look around college football, you would get the quarterbacks moving up and down. The top quarterbacks are always moving for money or an opportunity to win and to get to the NFL. But all of your players, your cornerbacks, all of your key players, come on, JB, take it from me before I go crazy because I'm about to lose my mind.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head, and it's as simple as you got to win. If you don't have the money to pay the players that you want, the only other option you have is to win. And in order to have a brotherhood, those kids have to believe in what you're selling, and these kids aren't believing in what they're selling. It's as obvious, it's as clear as day. You cannot go and have a losing season like they had last season, getting dog stomped by 40-something points, allowing teams to run 300, 400, and 500 yards up on you on back-to-back games. You're losing at home like that. These kids aren't buying they're not buying it. And it's just that simple. It's like I said, it's internal. It's a coaching issue. I don't know if it's Coach Prime that's the issue, but you cannot keep telling kids to chase the love of the game when you're not winning. If you're winning, then you can sell that all day long. But if you're not winning, they're not going to believe anything about chasing the love of the game. Those kids already love the game. That's why they're playing it. But they also want to get paid as well. We know that too. But if you don't have the money to pay them, you better be providing something to them that is benefiting them to stay there.
Yes.
And it's obvious that whatever he's selling, it's not working because you do not listen, man. Everybody keeps talking about other teams.
Speeches.
Everybody keeps talking about other teams are losing guys to the transfer portal. Yeah, that understandably so, but you don't lose all of your high-level talent that you just recruited last year. Look at all of his freshmen that came in. You cannot retain a program by losing what you went and got the previous year. You just can't. You can't lose Alex McPherson's. You cannot lose London Merritt's. You cannot lose Tawfiq Beards. I don't care what anybody said. Tawfiq Beard was a dog. He proved that he was,
I think it's Byard.
Whatever that. Yeah, he proved that he could play.
Yeah.
Like I may be botching some of these names, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You cannot lose that because that is the building blocks and the foundation for the next year. Yes, you can get players out of the portal, but you still need to have a foundation in those younger players. And it is very hard to develop any type of player in college football if you are constantly losing. You cannot do it. It's just facts.
Hey,
So
let me piggyback on how you articulated what I've been thinking. Like the reason why I wanted to do this show, first of all, bruh, you keep telling these young men to come to Colorado for the love of the game. Every year they're losing, and then they disperse. They graduate or they time out, right? They time out of the university, and then they go to their homes, and they go to situations where home is not perfect financially. They had opportunities while they were at Colorado to make a few dollars, and they listened to you, and they left that money on the table for the love of the game. But y'all lost every single game, and now they have no opportunities to even go to the CFL, to the obviously to the NFL. There's only 32 teams, so they leave money on the table. They lose all their games, and they look bad losing because ain't nobody about to come and pick up some dudes on if people are hanging 50 on you and then giving you 500 yards, right? So all of your opportunities dissipate. But you, Prime, are making $10 million. Your sons are killing it on the internet, right? They're streaming, they got money coming in, and you're getting your money. So they go away. Hold up. Y'all still here? Because I lost my signal for a second. Y'all still here?
yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so they go away now to their different homes, or they disperse to whatever they got to go do. If they graduate and they got jobs lined up, great. But now they're thinking about the $250,000 that they left on the table because they listened to you. What is a young man or a family supposed to do at that point? You're providing no good product. You're putting no good products on the field. But you keep preaching love of the game, love of the game. At which point does a young man decide, screw this love of the game, let me get my money because at least I can take care of my family while I can. And then in one meeting, you keep telling the young man, 95% of y'all are not going to make it to the league. It's like you're talking backwards. You're talking with lips behind your head. How did you just tell me that 95% of us are not going to make it? So I look around and I say, who are the 5% that are going to make it? So let me count 5% of 95% of this room. And I say, okay, am I part of that 5%? I come to your office and I say, hey, Prom, am I part of this 5%? And you, because you're so honest, you tell me, nah, you're a part of the 95. So, okay, so let me go get my money. Why am I staying here for the love of the game? You're getting your $10 million. Your sons are getting at least $10,000 per month from YouTube. I'm about to graduate and go out there, and I got to go find a job, and I'm leaving $250,000 on the table because of your love for the game? Where they do that at? Tell me, can anybody out there in the interwebs and anybody on this panel tell me where they do that at? Does that make an iota of sense? Any sense at all for me to leave even 50? If I'm the lowest, maybe the lowest at the totem pole, but somebody's offering me $50,000, I'm taking it. Ain't no way I'm playing for you talking about the love of the game. It don't make no freaking sense for these old school coaches to keep preaching love of the game. Ain't no more love of the game. First of all, let's consider the love of the game the streets. The game don't love you as much as you love the game. It don't. When you get hurt, you out of here. When you don't produce or you miss, if you miss a tackle or you miss something, you didn't catch the ball, you got 2 more times to drop the ball and you out of here. The game don't love you as much as these coaches want you to love the game. The game don't love you that much because you're only a few mistakes away from going to the bottom and nobody offering you anything. So while you're at the top, right? The Bible talks about how youth is fleeting, right? So make sure that you work while you got time. So if I got time and I'm on top right now, why should I listen to Prime talking about love of the game when he's getting paid $10 million to lose every season? How you love the game? Look, it's not making no sense. And then, okay, Roger Johnson says, what top players are the Buffs losing? Is that a rhetorical, or is that one of those things where they're dogs when they get here and they're cats when they leave? Is that what is this? What is Roger Johnson doing? Because I thought Jordan Seaton was a top guy. I thought DJ McKinney was a top guy. I thought Tawfiq Bayard is a top guy. What am I missing? Help me.
You
Can you help me
ain't
out?
missing anything. I've been reading that. I've been reading that guy's comments, and what he's saying ain't making jack sense, man. Like you talking about we ain't got no 5-star play. He's brought 5 stars over there. The thing of it is you got to still be able to retain them players, and if you aren't winning,
to me, that's why
you can't keep them type of players, and you're not going to bring them type of players in if what you're doing is consistently showing that you're a losing program. We had one good winning season with Shador and them, and that's it. And granted fact, yes, we were in a rebuild state last year, but the entire program, the entire team fell apart last season. And there's no way that you're going to sit here and tell me that the program lost because the players didn't want to play last season. They had good players on that team.
Uncle Neely's son? I don't know. Roger Johnson sounds like Uncle Neely. He says, Harry, fundamentals are fundamentals. These players want people to give them things without production. That's not what I was thinking about DJ McKinney. That ain't what I was thinking about Jordan Seaton. Jordan Seaton was locked in, bro. Hey,
Yeah,
JR Boxer, you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I said when you talk about talent and as far as like is it producing on the field, that's why I said it's all relative. Like going back to the Cormonic McClain thing, like it's all relative. You say DJ McKinney, well, he's a dog and things like that. But then people say, well, DJ McKinney didn't play well this year. So can you find another DJ McKinney in the portal? You talk about the two freshmen that left. I admit those 2 freshmen, I'm like, dang, you could have kept them. Like that's a good building
What about
block.
Colton Hood? What about the Hood brothers?
I don't know. Apparently there was a separate issue with the Hood brothers. They didn't want the running back. They wanted to keep the cornerback. They didn't want the running back. Marshall Faulk coming in. Hey man, this kid, nah, I can't work with him. Apparently, that's rumor has it kind of thing, right? I ain't got no inside sources or anything like that, but that's just what was being put across the airwaves of multiple spaces. We wanted one, we didn't want the other, so one got to go. We'll keep you, and then the brother, the cornerback, was like, well, nah, like I'll just leave too then. Because it wasn't about them playing together necessarily, because one brother went to UMass, the other one went to Tennessee, but it was more so like, man, y'all don't want my brother? Well, I got to go too then, kind of thing. So that's where that issue went awry, because even their Pastor E. Dewey Smith, he kind of put out something alluding to such things. But that's why I said, as far as like talent and production and things like that, I think the most significant loss thus far has been Jordan Seaton. Then right after that, Tawfiq Bayard. Everybody else is kind of like,
Replaceable? Dispensable?
yeah. I mean, they can be replaced. You hate to see them go. You poured a lot into them. I've already spoke about Colorado and development eons ago with you, Harry, talking about development. That's the key thing to success is development, because that's the one thing that Cignetti has proven. Wherever you go, wherever he goes, he's going to win and he's going to develop.
Bruh.
Period, point blank.
Bro,
So,
the kids that are in the national playoff championship game are from James Madison.
yeah. So that's Cignetti's like big thing.
James
Well,
Madison
James
is not FCS. It's a group of 8. Group of 8.
Group of 5 or something like that.
Group of
whatever.
5.
Yeah. I think it's group of 5 now.
Cignetti understands how to get players to play above their potential. And that's key.
That's not coaching.
He gonna develop.
It is, but what I'm saying is it's not always about development. I mean, development is definitely there, but it's about you look at the way that Indiana plays and how Cignetti coaches, even when he was at JMU, you have to be very detailed, very meticulous in every aspect of the game. There cannot be mistakes. Indiana does not make a lot of pre-snap penalties. They play very, very disciplined football. And he's doing this with players that, yes, they are coming from Group of Five, FCS, stuff like that, and they are proven production players. No, they're not 5 stars. They're 3 stars. 4. They have 0 5 stars on that team, matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
But what he gets them to do is understand how to play above their potential. That's how you win. He's built, bro. Even the quarterback, what's his name, Mendoza. He said it in the interview after the game. We have a brotherhood here. We play because we are brothers. Coach Prime is not building that over
He
here.
said
I don't know what
friends.
he's
like. He said these dudes are my best friends.
And I don't know. Listen. I don't know Coach Prime personally. I love the man. I've watched him, just like the rest of us. We are all fans. And for a while, there were things that I was looking at, and I'm like, man, a lot of these people are just hating on Prime. Like they just hating him because they want to see him fail. But it's really hard for me to look at what has been happening last season and this and going into this season, losing the type of players that he's losing. Something is not right. I don't know what it is. I'm not in there to make that call, but I'm telling you, there's a coaching issue, and it's a disconnect between the players and the coach and the culture. So he's got to figure that out, and either he's got to get out of his own way. And like you said, Harry, this whole selling and chasing the love of the game, that's all well, great, and fine. If you're going to screen that, then you better start producing wins and you better start retaining players, because constantly going into the transfer portal and pulling players out of different teams and trying to mesh them together, that is not going to work if you don't have a formula set in place to get these players to buy into what you're selling them. So
right there, I think keep it right there with that formula, because you can't, like you said, you cannot preach. It's like your message, what you're preaching and what's transpiring are not meshing, because the love of the game, the people that come to play football and they love this game and they're playing it at a very high and disciplined level, there is going to be a brotherhood that is formed because they're here because of that one reason. They're all here and they're gathered around that one reason. It's, man, we all love this game and we're going to give it our all. But then something transpires where we get a bunch of mercenary players. So how does that happen? How do we go from love of the game? This is why they're here. Oh, these are dogs and they're all love of the game. They're all here for the love of the game. And then they all play zero synergy football, zero complementary football. We see a bunch of mercenaries who go for theirs, and then at the end of the year, they're leaving. So what is Coach Prime selling? And what is it that, what market is he selling that to? Something is not happening. Something's not transpiring. Something is wrong, because your message is not cohesive with the players. It's not meshing with the players. Your message is not working.
That's why I said, to me, I look more at the development phase of everything, because one of the key things, like you could his messaging has always been like kind of off to me, because it's like, if you look at his character things where we want to recruit tough, fast, smart, disciplined with character, but then when you have the team meeting, you talk about getting mama out the hood. I don't think you recruiting mama out the hood type of players. So to me, the messaging has always been like, but I'll leave that there, because if that's the message, then you preach that message and you try to make it tie in to the room in front of you, to your audience.
Mama out the hood are Travis Hunters. Mama out the hoods are Jordan Seatons. You got
Jimmy
them.
Horns, things like that. Yeah,
you got those mama out the hood players, but that's
probably 2% of your locker room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
possibly.
And there are rumors where people are saying Prime play favoritisms. Like Prime has this thing where he has his players, the people who he likes, he's going to play, and then people talking saying Prime is not playing the best players. He's only playing the players that he wants and that he wants to play. Something is not right, and we see it because at the end of the day, the people that gives the NI, this is not about scholarship, right? We got scholarship because I think Peter Investor said it earlier. He says, do not confuse the college's scholarship money to NIL money. The NIL comes from investors who are either alumni or they got pockets and they want whatever type of benefits from it. And they're willing to, put out extra money to maybe have box seats or whatever it is, whatever connects them with Colorado. Those guys are giving money to individual people to get them to play for the university, right? But you got guys that are also on scholarship where the college is going to give you a specific amount of, they're going to give you free rent. They're going to give you free food. You're going to be at the university for free. You're going to be getting free classes and all. That's the scholarship part of it. But then the NIL money is a whole nother thing. So if we talk about just the scholarship part, you're getting free education. Everything is free for you to come play for Colorado. So you ain't got no reason to not want to be at Colorado when you're getting free education, free meals, free place to stay. We don't even talk about that anymore. We don't talk about scholarship players anymore at all. Everything is about NIL now. You see what I'm saying? So I get it. I understand it. But some guys would just get the NIL, just get the scholarship, and they just want to be on scholarship. Now their meals, they don't have to spend extra money for the meals no more. They get free meals, they get free room and board, and they're going to the university for free. They don't have to pay for no books or the classes.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting? I was reading an article the other day. The coach at Montana State, FCS level. I think they were just in the championship game too for Division II FCS. He said that there's walk-on players that come to the team with agents now. He was like, what are we doing? When a walk-on player, you walking on to Montana State and you got an agent. So look, the economics of the NIL, it's a moving ship. I don't see it stopping no time soon. But when I'm looking at Colorado's like situation, from a 10,000 foot view, I think culture is something that needs to be addressed. And I think Coach Fromm is addressing that because when you talk about favorites and things like that.
Stay right there with that culture thing. When Prime came in, wasn't that the number one goal that he spoke about? The fact that there was a losing culture at Colorado, and he was changing that. He was going to change that. So after year number 3, we're going to year number 4 now. We still don't have a culture. So how do we grade Prime based on his initial thing? Because presidents only get 4 years, right?
Yep.
They put whatever they want to achieve on the ballot, and they say, "Hey, man, this is what I'm running for." Coach Prime came on the ballot, and he said, "I'm here to change the culture of Colorado." So how, when it comes to culture change, how do we grade Coach Prime?
Yeah,
when
man,
everybody leaves every year, everybody leaves. How do we grade them?
A F. Depending on what standard you're holding them to, but you just want to say culture in general, I would say F.
JB, what grade are you giving Prime on culture building?
Culture around the football team, he's failing. Period.
So, what grade is he failing? Is he D minus, D plus?
No,
F?
Failing is an F. You got an F. If you're not retaining players, you're not building culture. He built a culture when Shedeur and him was there, and I don't, I want to say at that point in time when him and Shedeur came and Travis came, and that was all what everybody calls the glitz and glamour of it. Everybody was excited to see what he was going to bring to the table. I feel like they did overachieve that season, but you cannot fall off that bad the following season after having that. Even in a rebuild state, you just cannot do it. There's no culture there if you do that. Them players.
Todd Smith, what grade are you giving Prime for culture building? We can't hear you. Your voice is too far away. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's the grade?
I give him a D minus.
So why are you being so generous?
Huh?
Why are you being so generous? Because he got F's all around so far. Why are you being so generous?
Well, I'm gonna give him a D minus due to the landscaping of college football right now, and it's in a NIL portal, and the NCAA hasn't got a hold on nothing yet. So that's why I give him a D minus versus an F. But he's close to that F.
Because I mean, okay.
After this year, if it's the same thing
Bro, we
as
keep giving this dude more years, bro. We say after this year like 3 times already.
well, I'm just saying after
this
this
is
year,
this is
like
the final year for you.
yeah, well, it been the final year for me. I'm just talking college football this year. I'm take me off the bandwagon buff, like bump that. I didn't gave enough grace in these last couple of years. It's gloves off now, but um,
Oh man.
yeah, I give him a D minus though.
I mean, I see the argument. I mean, because the culture thing is very tough. Because if you put that on your ballot, you're like, yo, I'm coming in here to build a culture. We're gonna build a winning culture. Then you got to compete every year. We don't expect you to win the Big 12 every year, but we expect you to maintain a winning culture every single year because that was on the ballot. So now that, I mean, every year you lose all your top players, then I'm like JB, like, bro, you suck at culture building because you lose your players after you. And bro, this is not like Remember the Titans. Like there is no brotherhood. Nobody. Like I'm not leaving my brothers. If I know for sure these are my brothers, it's hard for me to replace something else with my brothers. Whether it's I want to get a higher grade on my blocking for running, or whether it's, oh look, they're about to offer me another $500. You know, if you got true brothers who are your best friends, like Mendoza said at Indiana, that means that somebody is fostering that environment. Somebody's making that environment, you know, available to you. And it starts from the top. So that means Prime is probably saying one thing publicly, but then when you go inside, I don't want to say it. Don't make me do it. Like somebody said earlier that Prime loved to hear the sound of his voice. I'm starting to believe that, guys. Because you got the cameras. Everything you do is on camera. You know, when you're pissing, you want that on camera. You want the guys to see how you piss. I get it, but it's like, man, like, bruh.
Hey, Harry, I want to make a real quick valid point that I think a lot of people tend to forget and not look and not pay attention to. And I think that this is for me, after looking at everything and going back and paying attention to everything, I think Prime has given us the obvious answer anyways. Every time they lose a game, what is one of the main things that Prime says to everybody?
I don't know how we lost this bad.
No, what else does he say? We did what? We failed them as what?
I don't know.
We failed them at coaching. We failed. We didn't coach them good enough. Us as coaches didn't do what we needed to do to prepare them properly. He says that every time they lose a game in the fashion that they lose it. You can't sit here and talk about gold jackets and all this NFL experience, but then as soon as you lose a game, the first thing you're talking about is how you failed them at coaching. I love Prime to death, and I'm a Prime fan to the fullest, man. I never had Colorado nothing until that man went over there.
I got some pushback on that, man.
But
I mean,
listen to me when I tell you, it starts at the head. You're the leader of that program. And granted the fact, yes, the man had cancer and he fought that and that's a tough battle to go through. And I thank God that he was able to make it through that. And he was not there in those moments. But people tend to forget we're not living in the Stone Ages either. You can Skype, you can video call, you can have video meetings. So I'm sure he was very well in contact with all his coaches while he was out for the time that he was out for.
Hey, bro, but let me
But
say this though: if you are a true leader, when you leave, you built a system of leadership to where nothing changes. I've seen it. I've seen pastors. I've worked with pastors they're such a good leader, and they instill value in each and every person around them so much, and their system is so impeccable that when they step away, everybody just performs the same way they were performing.
exactly.
So
The ship
if
is
it's
still
not
going to
there, you can
run.
preach, and say, this is what I am, this is what I am. But the second you step away, if that's not there, that means you never created it.
I think people got to start holding the man accountable, man. I get it. I get where everybody's coming from, man. I
I've been
understand it.
saying that for a minute though.
But
Look,
but
I
you
got some
guys,
pushback. I got
All
some
right,
pushback
let
real quick.
Go
JR
ahead.
get his pushback in, because we got to do final thoughts. JR,
Yeah.
your pushback and then final thoughts. It's 102. I got to go.
What Coach Prime says when he comes to the podium every time, you correct. Hey man, we got to coach him better. But every coach says that, right? If a coach get up there, you only see in the professional ranks when a coach will get to the podium and say, "You saw what the players did out there. It ain't about the coaching; it's about the effort of the play." You only see that in the professional ranks. In the collegiate sport, you're not going to see a coach come to the podium and say, "Well, we coached them right. They just didn't execute on the field." Now, he may speak around it and say, "Well, hey, I was listening in the headset. You know, some things just didn't get executed," but he never going to go out there and just say, "Well, the players didn't do what they were supposed to do." That's the quickest way to lose a locker room. As soon as you start saying that, college sports, you done. Professional sports, it is what it is. These grown men, they understand the dynamics of, whatever. I mean, you just heard JJ Redick call out Luka Doncic the other day. He don't play no defense. We can't win like that. So, but you're never going to hear a collegiate coach in any football, basketball, nowhere. They always come to the podium and say the same thing. Hey, that's on me. We got coaching better. Coaches got to do this better. Coaches got to do this better. They never put it on the players.
I understand that, and I agree with you 100%. I'm on board with you that 100%. But you can't say that every game. You can't say that with a 3-9 losing record every damn. You just can't. Sorry for me, but you just can't.
Yeah, I mean,
You cannot use that excuse every time you go to the podium and you lose a game and you blown out by 45 something points. It's
what else
It's
is
on
you
both
supposed to
sides.
say?
It's 100% on both sides. But the
Yeah.
kids have to be, the kids in a sense have to be, no, the coaches can't go out on the field and play every snap for the kids, but the kids have to believe that the coaches are going to put them in the right position when they're out there on that field. And then it
I,
is up to the kids to actually perform whatever is
I
being called.
understand. I
So
understand, but put yourself in the mind of a 18 to 20, well now 24, some of these kids 24, 18 to 24-year-old young man. And you listen to the post game, you see it and everything like that, and your coach go to the podium and say, "Hey man, we had a heck of a week of preparation. We dialed him in, the right plays being called, and 99, he just couldn't tackle nobody to save his life. He just whiffed on every play." Obviously, as fans, we see it. We see 99 out there whiffing on every play, missing every tackle, things like that. Coach couldn't dare go out there and say that. You lost that kid that fast, and you lose the locker room. So
So hold on. I want to know.
as annoying as it is to hear a coach go up there and say weekend after weekend, like, "Hey man, that's on the coaching. We got to put him in better position to be better prepared." You're gonna hear it. Every coach is gonna say it, and in a collegiate regards.
So Amanda might not be an auntie, a CU auntie. She been going mad in. It's crazy. When I see one of the ladies going in, I'm like, damn, are you not an auntie, or you are deflected auntie? You're like, I'm deflected. I started off as an auntie, but Coach Prime is killing me. What's up with this? He's always preaching something, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, man, if you're gonna preach it, man, it's gotta transpire. You know, the one and only way that we can tell when a pastor's message is not resonating is that his preaching is not changing any lives. All right, I guess this would be my final thoughts. All right, that's the only way that we can tell whether we can separate false prophets from regular prophets. The prophets that are regular or that are called, those prophets, their prophecies come true. The prophets that we can say, okay, you're not a real prophet, is that everything they prophesize never comes true. And if we take it all the way down to pastors, if you're preaching something that's not happening and nobody's lives are changing, then we'll say, man, your message is not effective. So if we're preaching, oh, we got this and we got that, we got 5,000 years of NFL experience, and we're doing all of this, and the kids are continuing to leave you every single year, every kid cannot be leaving you for money. Something about your message is not transcending. It's not resonating with the players, and they're leaving you because you should be the guy. As much as Prime preaches and he values like these young men and he instills in these young men, that should be the reason why they stay. You know what I'm saying? Like his messaging and the way that he tries to instill in these young men, that should be a reason why they stay. But for some reason, they're not staying for that. They're not staying for that. And they don't have the money, so they're obviously not going to stay for the money because somebody's offering them a bigger bag. But some reason they're not staying. So something isn't working, and we got to start holding Prime accountable. And on TLP, we've been saying it for years that after year number 2, we were going to hold him accountable, and this is the year. Because we are all Prime fans. We're BWBs on this channel. So final thoughts. That was my final thought. Amanda, let me know, are you a defected auntie? Were you once an auntie and now you're like, nah, Prime? You saw me happening? Let me know in the comments. But all right. JB, you go first, man. Final thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I'm right on there. Like I said, for probably the first 2 years, man, there was times where I heard you say things, other people say things, and I'm like, man, come on, you gotta give them time to get it right. You know, you gotta let them fix it. But the more and more I start looking at things and just the writing's on the wall, man, you cannot sustain a winning program with what's going on over there, and you can't be losing, your top recruits the next year. It doesn't work. It does not work. You can get great players out of the transfer portal, but you still need to have a foundation that's going to stay there for more than 1 year. So I don't know, man. I hope he can fix it. I'm going to hope the best for him this upcoming season, and hopefully we see a significant change with this new OC that they got in place. I mean, I'm excited for some of the players that they've brought in. I mean, I don't like seeing some of the players that we lost, but hopefully he can right the ship. I think he's at a point now where he's starting to realize that. Me personally, I feel like he's starting to realize he's got to get out of his way, because I feel like Prime he's definitely in his own way, and he's got to learn to let these other. He's got to learn how to delegate, but also allow the people that he's bringing in and hiring do their job as well. So it is what it is, man. I appreciate letting me in on this topic, man. I definitely talk again with you guys, but AJR, appreciate you going back and forth with me too, man. It's we can agree to disagree, so appreciate it.
That's what we're doing here, man. This is what it's all about. When the gloves, Jay, you see why he got the gloves on there? When the gloves come off and it's time to go.
Yeah, I checked that out. And the funny part is that's my favorite fighter on that game too. So
all right, JR, boxing final thoughts, man.
Yeah, man, it's always respect over here, JB. So respect to you, brother. Again, healthy discourse is good for everybody, man. We were respectful, we remain respectful, and that's what it's about, man. Grown men having conversations and just airing out their opinions about the topic of conversation. And salute to you, Harry, as far as the channel, man, and the growth, and from the early inception, until now. keep rocking with you. I'm gonna keep rocking with you, man. For me, you know, look, I agree with y'all. Look, culture has to be something that has to be addressed. Uh, I'm looking at Coach Prime, and I think he's actually putting the university first now instead of putting players first now, right?
Players or himself? What are you talking?
No, I'm saying players. I
Uh-huh.
think he's actually putting the University of Colorado, in front of players.
Mm.
Him being a player as well, you know, Coach Prime and Prime Time and stuff like that. Like, that was the mantra of him being a player, right? Deion Sanders Prime Time. You coach Prime, right? So that's all a mantra of somebody else being in front of the program. I
Mm.
think now it's kind of more like, all right, let me put the program in front now, because if you have or if you evaluated yourself and you look at 3 years and you're like, all right, where am I at 3 years? Overall, I got a losing record. Something got to change, right? So as far as coaching, that has to change. As far as culture, that has to change. And I think if you change culture, and I think if you change the way he's, going about putting the program up front, think that'll put him in a I think that should put him in a better position to win more football games. As far as like the players leaving, look, that's the dynamics of college sports where we're in right now. I mean, you got 5 stars leaving the University of Texas, Alabama. You got people leaving all over the place. I salute to Jordan Seaton. He didn't leave last year. Look, Shador, Travis, everybody gone. It was great, Coach Prime. I'm out. He stuck it around for another year. Nothing really improved. And so he was like, yeah, it actually got worse. Yeah, I gotta go. I don't blame you. I don't blame Jordan Seaton for leaving. You gotta go. So as far as the other things, this would be a big year to see if they keep Juju. You come out and you win 5 games this year, you can book it. Juju probably in that portal
Are you
too.
are you recapping the show or giving a final thought? I
No,
gotta get
I'm
about
I'm
it.
I'm yeah, I'm giving my final thought, man, and I'll leave it there. This
Okay.
is a big year for CU. So if you don't win enough games, Juju out of there too.
Sheesh. Okay. All right, Tim Smith, Ty Smith, you get the final word, man. Final thoughts. I gotta go.
Wow, JR.
Yeah, I wanted to
Uh,
recap the whole show.
yeah. Hey, great show. I enjoyed talking to you, you guys. You know, I mean, the Prime getting out of his own way, JR. You said it. You hit it right on the head, man. And I'm just eager to see what this season gonna look like. I mean,
Was that a
I'm
JR
telling,
thought or a JB thought? Prom getting out of his own way.
JR, Prime getting out of his own way, and I'm just eager to see what this season gonna look like. I mean, I see a lot of good pieces coming in to compete in the Big 12, but there's also schools that I'm watching gearing up on certain players too. That I'm like, wow, this is going to be a really good year for the Big 12. Um, and everything's gonna have to flow through Texas Tech, uh, Texas Tech or BYU.
Yeah, man,
Uh,
because Arizona State fell off so quick.
but Arizona State still in a good position too. Along with don't count Oklahoma City out either this season. But great show, Harry, man, as always, and thank you for having me on there. And to the rest of the panel, hey, salute you guys, man. That's it for me.
All right, guys. So I do appreciate y'all coming on, man. Look, y'all made it a great show. The audience is saying that it was a great show. They loved it. They loved the sparring. That's what we do here. We keep it respectful. We give out opinions, and this is a community where people can come and we can talk about the situations that's going on around college football and other stuff that we talk about here on the channel. So once again, it was a great show, guys. Ty Smith, JB, we had a real Phil So Real on here. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. JR Boxing came on here. Everybody that came on, I appreciate y'all. Hey, Peter Investor, Roger Johnson, Wild Dog is Wild Dog Media is in the chat. Everybody that's in the chat after the game, Dupree Hundo, Amanda, who just subscribed to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for you guys. No Max is in the chat. For everybody that's in the chat and Love Moves and everybody that came and was a part of the show today, I appreciate you. We'll see you guys on the next TLP Live. I'm out. God bless. Peace.